Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
For the past 6 years, we have released weekly episodes
covering obstacle course racing,
road running, and other adventures.
You'll hear interviews,
event recaps,
conversations about our sport,
and quick news updates about the happenings in our community.
standing on the corner,
And now, here are your hosts.
lost all my clothes.
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter.
And Caitlin, how was your week and weekend?
Well, I think I'm going through like a quarter-life crisis.
Yeah.
I turned 30 in May, and this week I've cut 6 inches off my hair. I bought a new car, and I'm running World's Toughest Mudder in 2024.
I love you, but I really need to have you look at the show notes before we do episodes.
You asked me how my week was.
Fair. Okay, we'll get to that. Also, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
It is today.
Yes.
1 year marriage and 1 year, 10 years of dating.
Yes.
That's pretty
But
exciting.
I guess it's not dating anymore. It's like togetherness.
Whatever, 10 years together. That's more important than 1 year
Woo!
married. Absolutely. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear. Use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie. Use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase.
Perfect. We're going to shout out the Patreon supporters.
That guy's last name is so long.
That's why he said he wanted to join. The $5+ Patreon supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Dave Claxton, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Sophia Harnedy, Kenny West, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Nick Riker, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Brent George, Kevin Prater, Wendell Agash, Logan Nagel, Patrick Brown, Asa Coddington, and
Here we go.
Seth Rinderknecht.
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 I believe that's how he said it. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. So,
Oh, so I got close.
yeah, pretty good. We saw him at World's Toughest Mudder, and he said, hey, I feel guilty. I sponsor Matt B. Davis, and I don't sponsor you guys. I'm like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. He's like, no, I'm going to do it. And he did it. So thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Also to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internets.
And to Will Hicks.
The Podfather. They just covered the final
You
Savage
forgot
race.
part. Check it out at theozrreport.com.
Okay, we really got to speed this up. They covered the final Savage race in the series down in Florida without me, which I'm a little bummed out about, but the show must go on. Looked like they had some fun. Shout out to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizolara, and Joshua Reed.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen, this is going to be a long episode, so feel free to skip ahead and look at the timestamps down below to get to what you want to get to. But we're going to get to quick news, starting with poll results.
Many polls.
So Caitlin did this first poll.
Is your World's Toughest Mudder suitcase filled with snacks? 71% of people said yes, and 29% said no.
Yeah, I didn't end up eating a quarter of them. The Pop-Tarts I ate, that was good for breakfast, but yeah.
You're
There's
just
a lot of
mean
food
when
there.
you're hangry, so I wanted you to be prepared.
Totally fair. And then I posted this one, and then I had to repost it, adding the last option, but it was, did you watch the OCR Report live stream? So 66% of people said yes, 6% of people said no, 6% of people said there was a live stream, 21% of people said I was there. And then the final poll was, will Mike die from anaphylactic shock? Concerning the brunch where they had shrimp there, and the woman said, no, you can't eat any of this. So I sent Javier, I said, hey, I know you're allergic to shrimp. Can you eat some? He was fine. I talked to the nurse.
Does he go into anaphylactic shock?
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't know.
Geez.
And then I found out the nurse that I interviewed had an EpiPen. So I'm like, all right, we're doing this. So 33% of people thought I was going to die. 60% of people said I wasn't gonna die.
67%.
Yeah. And I didn't die. Spoiler alert. And then finally, guess the length of content. So I put out 1 hour, 47 minutes, 2 hours, 18 minutes, or 2 hours and 53 minutes.
I guessed correctly.
And the people that guessed correctly were Varhall Sports, Kevin Gregory, Miko, Bethany McChesney, Jason Dupree, Javier Escobar, Thomas Peterson, Aaron Grindstaff, Charlotte Engelman, Caitlin Ritter, Tamara DeHill, Sophia Harnedy, and Corey Edwards. So good guessing. This is a long one.
You don't say.
Right. So starting off with the first big news, which Caitlin teased at the
Breaking
beginning.
news!
Yes, Caitlin is running World's Toughest Mudder
2024.
2024, which is crazy. That's what
I'm gonna be
inspired you?
Briefly. Well, people were like DMing me saying, "Oh, we missed you. We hope to see you here next year." And then I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll run it." Like, LOL. And people were like, "No, you definitely could." So here I am.
Yeah, we got more responses from people in that one video than we ever had. So
That's insane.
I screenshotted all of them, and they're going to be used as Caitlin's fuel.
So if anybody has any advice on like a couch to world's toughest mutter plan, please let me know.
Yeah. Continuing with news, a 92-year-old breaks the world record, and she became the oldest person to hike the Grand Canyon rim to rim. So again, with all these quick news stories, you can go down below and learn a little bit more about them. And for this next news story, OCRWC 2024 registration is open.
Says early bird save until November 26th.
So did they say the venue yet, or are they still just saying California?
It just says OCRWC is returning to California.
Because I am fairly certain I know where the venue is, but I can't say anything. I have a lot of news stories that I know that I can't share with people until it becomes public. We're not going to be breaking some news.
Humble brag.
some big stuff out there. Moving on, Spartan 2024 championships. So for the U.S. National Series, it's going to be February 25th in Jacksonville. That's for the sprint. The Big Bear Super is going to be May 19th, and the Utah Beast is July 20th. For the Ultra World Championships, it's July 5th in Morzine, France. I believe we already knew that one. The Pan American Championships is September 14th and 15th in Seattle. OCR World Championships, October 4th to 6th in California, as we just mentioned. Trifecta World Championships, November 1st through 3rd in Sparta, Greece. World's Toughest Mudder, November 9th through 10th in Central Florida. And Spartan World Championship, December 8th through the 10th in Abu Dhabi. So, again, nothing in the Northeast again. Last year, at least, we had Palmerton. That was a big deal. We finally went there.
That was so fun.
That was a lot of fun. But unfortunately, no events in the Northeast again, so didn't get much love for that one. Next up, Tough Mudder released that they are, excited for their new formats for 2024. And I think I, along with everybody else, was a little confused with seeing, there's the 10-plus mile. Okay, that is Tough Mudder. But there's also the 3 to 5 miles. So it looks like they're kind of bringing the half back. I don't know what they're naming it.
You know which one I'll be running?
The full one a few times.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's good to get like a couple laps in with that, definitely. Caitlin, we kind of knew about this, but then she put the post up, so you want to talk about this one?
Yes, Erin Grindstaff is having a baby, another baby, a baby girl, expected to be joining the race in 2024.
Yeah, congratulations to Erin. We also wanted to give a shout out to Michelle Aitken, who said, yesterday my mom got to meet the president. For those who don't know, she lives in Lewiston, Maine, and works as I think she meant ER nurse. It says OR.
Operating room nurse?
Maybe, yeah. At CMMC. She worked on several of the victims in this horrible shooting last week, which was now more than a week ago. Mom, I'm so proud of the work you've done in your career as a nurse. I wish that this meeting could have happened under different circumstances. And, yeah, I think that's fair, but congratulations to her for being a badass there. Moving on, we're going to head on over to Josh Fiore.
He posted, updated on the rib injury. Deaf, more bruised today, but a little less painful. Got an x-ray and no fracture, but most likely
costochondral
injury or cartilage in between the ribs and breastbone with rib contusions.
So he talked about this, and he says he doesn't rest easy. The big thing with this is bones tend to heal a lot quicker than cartilage, I believe he said. But he did say that he's going to be going back to school, so there's all sorts of stuff there too. And then, Caitlin, I heard a little bit about this, but you sent me... Yes. I don't know really where to start. This is a long one.
Okay, so Dennis Dolby posted that he has a long post coming out, and he said he had an idea in 2021 to generate money for his local autism society. Long story short, he ran World's Toughest Mudder, and his goal was only about $500. And as of 2 days ago, he has raised close to $13,000.
Yeah, links down below, so check more into that one too.
And he said it became like a bidding war between the elite athletes to see who could donate more money. And
Jared Newby sets the new Go Ruck High Rocks world record with 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 50 seconds. I believe he had the previous record, and then he smashed that one. Also, OCR Buddy Community Choice nominations are now open. Again, we have no expectations of winning, but we better show up as an option, so please nominate us. We're going to head on over to podiums. Dear God, there's a lot of those too. Starting with Sparta Trifecta World Championships, which was in Greece. So for the sprint...
In third place, Ryan Atkins. In second place, Gregory Basilo. And in and in first place, Rylan Shadig.
And for the ladies.
In third place, Jenka Pepova. In second place, Esther Hordobavia.
Bakuyova.
In first place, Lindsay Webster.
Awesome. Now we're going to head on over to the sprint, which happened on Saturday.
You mean the super?
Sorry, the super for the ladies.
In third place, Jessica Velasco Ruiz. In second place, Lindsay Webster. And in first place, Esther Hordobavia.
Bakuyova. And for the men?
In third place, Pavel Herdina. In second place, Rylan Shadig. And in first place, Gregory Basilico.
Is that one? And then lastly, for the beast, for the men.
In third place, Ryan Atkins. In second place, Rylan Shadig. And in first place, Gregory Basilico.
Nailed it.
And for the ladies, in third place, Jessica Velasco Ruiz. In second place, Esther Hortobagivia. And in first place, Lindsay Webster.
Awesome. Congratulations to them. And I believe the beast finish, because it's a stage race start, that is the end of the championships. And so that is who won. So congratulations to all of them. Gonna head on over to World's Toughest Mudder podiums.
For the men, in third place, Joseph Rucco. In second place, Michael Scott. That's what they're calling him on Race Brain.
Yeah, I thought you were sleeping for that. Yeah. Michael Schott.
And in first place, Austin Azar.
Perfect. And now for the ladies.
In third place, Stephanie Bland. In second place, Cali Schweikhart. And in first place, Kris Rugloski.
Nailed it. Awesome. Now we're going to go to High Rock Chicago podiums real quick.
In third place, Alexander
Ronkovic.
In second place, Rylan Shadig. And in first place, Ryan Kent.
Yeah.
And for the ladies, why do they do this?
I can't click it because it's a picture, so...
In first place, Meg Jacoby.
Yep.
In second place, Lauren Weeks. And in third place...
Linda.jm. Moving on to Savage Race. So for the final event in Florida, in third place was Joseph Cotto. Second place was Ryan Kempson. And in first place, Sean Roberts. Joseph Cotto, not to be confused with Joseph Rucco. And for the ladies, it was third place, Kris Rugloski. Second place, Courtney Wash. Sorry again, that's what happens when you don't put the names. And in first place was Jamie Horianopoulos. Which means, overall, for the series, third place was Joseph Cotto. Second place, Ryan Kempson. First place, Sean Roberts. For the ladies, third place was Rachel Waters. Second place was Jamie Horianopoulos. And in first place was Kris Rugloski. And we're going to finish up with Spartan Fenway podiums. A lot of news happened in this past week and a half. Who would have thought?
Lots of people.
Right?
There were big events happening.
I know. So for Spartan Fenway on Saturday.
For the men, in third place, Lawrence Taylor. In second place, Jean-Michel Bulio. And in first place, Matthew Carroll.
And for the ladies.
In third place, Emmeline Chang. In second place, Beatrice Mong Silvestri. And in first place, Annie Schriller.
Shout out to Kelly Sullivan, who took fourth place, off by 3 seconds for third. And now we're going to get to the Sunday race.
In third place, Alyssa McLeod.
I think it's McLeod, but I could be wrong.
In second place, Emmeline Sheng. And in first place, Kelly Sullivan.
And for the men.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, boy.
What country is that? In third place, Vadzim Yovenskin.
Usikin?
In second place, Kiefer Kalistro. And in first place, Gabriel Gates.
Nice. Congratulations to you guys. Meme of the week, we are skipping that because this is going to be a long one. Secret links, there's 5 of them down below, so go and check those out. Now that we're... we've had longer intros. This isn't too bad. For what this episode's all about. So this is part 1 of World's Toughest Mudder. For anyone who knows me or the show, you know that World's Toughest Mudder is my favorite event of the year. So there should be no surprise that this is another multi-episode coverage ordeal. So again, it's a long episode, so feel free to fast forward through any parts that you may not be interested in. I try to get a little bit of everything and try to capture the magic that is World's Toughest Mudder. but I put very detailed timestamps down below in the notes, so those may be helpful. And I'll list those off real quick here. So for the first section, there's 26 minutes of the community brunch. That involved J.D. Allen.
Community dinner.
Thank you. Community dinner, J.D. Allen, Melissa Sharkbait Dugan, Christian Brown Johnson, Elliot Rueb, Sandy Rhee, and Josh Fiore. Then there's 28 and a half minutes of interviews before the race starts. So I got Evan Perperis, Miranda Huber, Diana Codispoti, and Alexandra Codispoti, Ryan Ardigo, Seth Rinderknecht, Kevin Thompson, Austin Azar, Trevor Cichosz, James Del Verde, Melissa Linden, Kris Rugloski, and Gary Belanger. Then there's 23 minutes of start line audio. So you'll hear some pit murmurings, which is like the fun calm behind the storm. By fun, I mean as a runner, it is not fun. Then you'll hear Giles Shader and Chris Maltby talking for a while. Then Coach Kyle's pump up, warm up, and starts. Then there's 53 minutes of on-course interviews and audio. So it's obstacle audio, interviews with volunteers, all of that stuff. So you hear some audio from Everest, Gary Belanger again, Augustas Gloop audio, my buddy Jamesy, Nikki Leonard, Sandy Rhee, driving, some talking in the car about Operation, Cassie Hellyer, Operation audio, Operation volunteer, Dingleberry's volunteer, Dingleberry's penalty, barrel-chested volunteer, barrel-chested audio, Melting Point volunteer 1 and 2, Immordl Coffee, Spunky Monkey penalty, volunteer, Everest volunteer, and Everest penalty loop. And then there's going to be 42 minutes of the pit and finish line audio. So you hear a little bit from Kris Mendoza, Kevin Gregory, Brian Grayson, AC Hale, Christian Brown Johnson. Wait, did I talk to him then?
I have no idea. I wasn't there.
I'm very confused. Why? Okay. Matt B. Davis, Evan Perperis, Alexandra Codispoti, Austin Azar. At the moment when he's not done out there, you'll hear the 200th Tough Mudder finish from someone out there. You'll hear pit audio from Michael Schott. More Heart Than Scars finish. Stephanie Bland's pit. Joe Rucco's pit. Cali Schweikhart's pit. You'll hear an announcement about a merchandise deal. Live stream difference announcement. Kris Rugloski's finish. Austin Azar's finish. Michael Schott's finish. Jenny Overstreet's finish. Joe Rucco and Matt Gill's finish. Josh Fiore's finish. Cali Schweikhart's finish. And Stephanie Bland's finish. So it's a lot there. Feel free to fast forward through whatever you're not interested in. And let's get to the first episode of our 3-part World's Toughest Mudder coverage. All right, man. We'll start off with your name and where you're from.
J.D. Allen. I'm from Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I'm from Detroit.
Okay. And how you doing, man? It's been a while since I've seen you.
I'm doing great. I've been injured. If we're talking from an athletic standpoint, I've been injured. I hurt my shoulder just before World's Toughest 2021.
Okay.
I heard it putting my wetsuit on a couple days before the race. Yeah, I felt it pop. And I did the race. I did okay. I got 55 miles.
Just 55 miles.
The year before, I got 65. Yeah. So I got 55. And then, but after the race, I couldn't move my arm. Yeah. And I've been injured ever since. I'm just coming back. I pit crewed last year. Okay. But this year I'm racing. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
How am I doing? I'm excited.
Good. What number of World's Toughest Mudder is this for you now?
This is 7. Let's see. 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. Not 20. 21. 7. So this is 8. This is number 8.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the venue so far?
It looks flat, yes, but you never know until you're out there. I didn't do the hot lap. Okay. The little bit of the course I was able to walk on, it's very rocky, and there's some spiky plants.
Cacti out there.
Yeah, and they're right in the middle of the course. So they'll be gone after a few hours, but in the beginning, they'll poke through your shoes. Yep. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. What keeps you coming back to World's Toughest Mudder? What do you love so much about this event in particular?
I like the people. Yeah. And that's a big part of it. That'll be my answer over and over again. But also, the race is in my wheelhouse. I think the 12-hour race works well for me, too, but 24 hours really works well. I don't do the short races. Right. I've never been good at the Spartan sprints. I've never been, I wouldn't even try, is it High Rocks? I don't even know. Yeah. I wouldn't try those hybrid races. But this seems to be in there. And part of it is because if you're tough enough to stick around through the race, if you're still there at the end, then you have a good chance of doing pretty well.
Yeah, that's half the battle. Where do you get the mental grit from? How is that an asset of yours?
It comes from being grateful being out there and being and having fun.
Yeah.
Part of my performance in Laughlin that I wasn't happy with is I didn't have fun and I got discouraged, which hasn't happened to me before.
Right.
I've just rolled with everything. I've rolled with the cold. I've rolled with, feeling sick in the middle of the race, but still made it through and was happy with my performance.
Yeah.
So having fun, being grateful, and being tough. You can't forget to be tough. Yeah. And it's in the name.
Yeah. Do you have any goals, like ABC goals tomorrow? Or?
Well, in the last year in Atlanta was at 2018?
2018, 2019.
So 2019. So 2019, I got 65 miles, but I used several bypasses.
Yes.
So I would like to get a legit 65.
Feeling on that, yeah.
And I really think I might be able to get 75. I've been training. I trained with Allison Ty.
Okay, she's fantastic.
Yeah, right. And I thought I was in shape before, but I'm so much better shape right now, and I'm stronger. I'm a little bit leaner.
Okay.
I'm used to walking around a little bit more muscular.
Yeah.
And I don't have that, but I feel in shape. I feel really good, and my shoulder feels great, which I've been worried about.
Good. And then what are your thoughts on like the penalties seemingly to be longer this year? That's what Kris Maltby was very vocal about.
My mind wandered because I was listening to that guy. Say it again.
So Kris Maltby was very vocal about like penalties are going to be a lot longer this year. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that could be trouble. Some of the obstacles look like I might not be able to do them as the night goes on.
Right.
Maybe I can climb the cargo net the first couple times, but it's going to be hard in your hands. And how many times are you going to actually want to do it or be able to do it?
Yeah.
So I think that'll play into it, and that's what'll affect. It's the course.
Yeah.
It's up to the course.
It is.
Because, different years, different courses, maybe I'd be prepared to do much better. So you don't know until you're out there.
Yeah. And then I guess, like, over the years, like, what have been some of your favorite courses?
I liked Vegas, and I liked Atlanta.
Okay.
In 2018 in Atlanta, when it was so cold, I got 50 miles.
You too?
Yeah, I remember that, actually.
Yeah.
I remember that you did.
My first one.
And I was very proud of that because so many people, it's a hometown race. I live in Atlanta. And so I knew a lot of people there, a lot of top racers, big racers, and they're all dropping out.
Right.
And I was still going.
Yeah.
And that made it fun. And Atlanta's a lot like the train I train in all the time on the trails.
Right.
So I like that. And then Vegas, there's something about just being out there. You really feel like you're in the desert there. So I enjoyed that one as well. And actually, those are the only two I've done. Okay. Oh, no, I did Laughlin, which that's my least favorite.
Okay, totally fair. Awesome. Well, good luck with your World Toughest Mudder, and I look forward to seeing you out and cheering you out on the course.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I look forward to seeing you.
Melissa Sharkbait Dugan from Yorktown, Virginia.
And what do you have for goals this year?
Well, it's my first time running World's Toughest in 5 years. So I ran 5 years before that. Yeah. So this is my first time back. So I just want to last 24 hours. And I'd really like to get more than 50 miles officially because I've hit 53 times. So
you were very helpful for my first World's Toughest Mudder of just be out there the whole duration of time. What made you want to come back and do, World's Toughest Mudder for yourself again?
Well, I took a few years off because, I still love to be around the community, so I was still around, but I just needed a physical break and a mental break from the constant training. And I don't know, I turned 40. You have those, what are you going to do with your life conversations? And it's like, well, I want to push myself physically again. Yeah. And I never quit working out, and I'd still ran Tough Mudders here and there. But I just wanted to try it again and see if I could do better in my 40s than I did in my 30s.
Yeah. So what do you think about the course so far?
Well, I didn't do the hot lap, but I did hear a lot about it. And just from being in the pit area and seeing everything, it seems just very dry, very packed. Nobody fall on your face and hit cactus. But I'm excited because I like my Ultra Lone Peaks, and I think they're going to be a great alternative for this. And those are my favorite. So I don't want to use my VJs that are way too nubby, and they're not for me, they're not comfortable long distance. So it's working out for the best for me, for my shoe choice. And I heard there's no elevation.
It's 400 feet max for the whole lap is what I've been hearing.
Right.
And then what are your thoughts on Kris Maltby being very vocal on the length of penalty obstacles for this year, going back to its tough routes?
Well, it is World's Toughest Mudder, not World's Easiest Mudder. So, I mean, no, not all of us can do the upper body stuff for a long time, but the people that can should be the ones that can put more miles in and get those podium spots. That's what it is.
And so you've been very great with like coming to World Seven Summer and pitting. What are some like top tips that you'd give to people that are like pitting for the first time?
Don't forget about yourself. You're going to be there. You're going to be awake. You're going to need food. You're going to need water. You're going to need rest. You're going to need caffeine. You're going to need, stimulation to not fall asleep in between laps, unless you plan that. But don't forget about yourself, and you got to be mean to your runner. At some point, you're going to probably be mean, and that's okay. They'll thank you afterwards.
And what is it about the Tough Mudder community that keeps you coming back for more too?
I feel that there are at least 1,000 people around the world that I could call up at any time, and I'd have a couch to sleep on if I needed to, and that would go back to any of us, and I absolutely love that. And there's other communities that I've been a part of in my life, and nothing is like this. I mean, and we cannot see each other for a year, or even during COVID 2 years, and it's like we never were apart, and I absolutely love that. I love it.
Pretty fantastic. And then what would you say to people that are big fans of Tough Mudder but have never tried a World's Toughest Mudder yet?
Well, I mean, if you want to push yourself, but then we have all of the endurance events to kind of lead yourself up to it. You got Infinity, you've got Toughest, and then World's Toughest. And even if Infinity is scary, just go to a normal Tough Mudder, do it a couple of times, or do it once on Saturday, once on Sunday. That's how we all started. We just kind of kept adding and adding to where we wanted to be out there longer, but you can't just jump into it. You've got to train and know what you're getting into.
That's really awesome. Well, good luck tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to cheering you out on the course.
Yeah, thanks. We miss you out there.
Christian Brown Johnson from Madera, California.
How are you feeling about this year's World Toughest Mudder?
I'm feeling good. Course looks fast. Obstacles look good. Looks like everything will be pretty efficient and kind of flow together. So I think it'll be a high mileage year.
Yeah. What do you think about the cacti out there?
The cat, most of it's pretty flat, so as long as you don't kick one the wrong way, you should be all right.
And then, you didn't do the hot lap, did you? Or
I did. I took it nice and easy. I usually always like to go out and just preview the course just to get it in my head and kind of pregame, how things are going to go. So it was great.
There weren't a lot of obstacles out there, but one of the ones that stood out was like the grappler. Now, you've never faced one like that before, have you?
No, but it didn't seem too difficult. It seems like it's going to be pretty simple. Nothing that we haven't seen yet,
And it's good that there's like 3 attempts for the obstacle too. I'm hoping that they have like a line exclusively for like contenders. Did they mention that at the briefing?
No, I didn't hear anything on it. But it would be nice, because I feel like that one is going to get backed up. But actually thinking about that obstacle, back in Vegas, they had that up a pretty steep cliff at one of the years there, but looks a little more simple this year.
Yeah. Okay. And then what are your thoughts on him being very vocal on like the penalty loops are going to be a lot longer this year?
Yes, very, very long runs and some technical stuff. Like last year was some pretty funky penalties. So the goal is to not do any penalties, but it'll eventually happen here and there. So hopefully it's on the ones that are just, the shorter runs. So, but at least it's just, flat running for the most part for the penalty versus, up a hill or something crazy.
Fair. And then I missed last year. How was your year last year?
So it went well. It got really cold. I had some issues early on. I was going for 105, ended up finishing 95. I barely missed my last lap to go out for another 100. That would have been my second 100 finish. So coming back for redemption this year, and definitely want to get that jacket again. So
people talked about the cold in Atmore, Alabama. How did it compare to Georgia?
So Atmore was definitely a lot colder in 2018, but last year the cold snuck up on us. We had a lot of wind, so I think that was kind of that changing factor. But Georgia was definitely colder, but a lot colder. Yeah.
So, what number World Toughest Mudder is this for you now?
This is number 8.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, so you're having even longer than I thought. What keeps you coming back to this event in particular?
Just a challenge, man. I remember running my first event. I was 20 years old. I did 50 miles. I remember watching Ryan Atkins run 100 miles and thinking, like, that's not possible. Like, there's no way. And, I slowly kind of built myself up over the years and started taking the event seriously, and I got my first 100 in 21, and now it's a big challenge for me, and it's mentally built me as a better athlete over the years just by doing this. Like, I've gone and done full Ironmans, from doing this stuff, and 100-mile sled pull races in the winter, so this has opened up so many doors for me athletically, and that's why I always come back. It's just a great challenge every year.
You talk about looking up to Ryan Atkins, which like everyone does. Who wouldn't? How does it feel to be like one of the people with the orange bibs that like people would also look up to you? Like, how does it feel to be that guy now?
It's incredible. Like it's the excitement of it was very short lived. I felt like after I got it, a few days later, I said, okay, what's next? What can I do bigger and better now? But yeah, so having that orange jacket, 100-mile bib, it was a bucket list item for me. So hitting that was just a beautiful moment for me that I'll never forget. But now it's time to do something bigger. So that's what we're going for.
So, did we talk about your goals? What's your goal for this year?
All right, yeah. So first and foremost, my mileage goal is 105 miles. I'm going to race my race, focus on what I'm doing. I'm changing up a few strategies this year of how I'm going to do some things, and so going for the 105. And then second, if I'm up there or it comes down to placing, then we'll start racing and trying to podium top 3. But we'll see. There's some good competition out there, and it's going to be a great race.
It is. And who do you have for pit crew helping you out this year?
So I've got my mom, my brother, my fiance, and then Javier Escobar is out going to be jumping around a few different pits. So, yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm looking forward to cheering you on out in the course. And, good luck tomorrow, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Let's bring it back.
All right, man. Name and where you're from.
Elliot Rueb. I'm currently living in Howell, Michigan.
Okay. Before we get to this weekend's event, what event did you recently tackle?
So about 2 weeks ago, I finished the Moab 240.
Yeah. How did that go?
So great race. I got 34th out of 211. A lot of struggles throughout the race. Had a lot of problems with my lungs, a little bit with my feet, but I had an amazing crew, amazing pacers out there with me. We got through it. They got me across the line. I'm extremely happy that I finished a great placement.
Yeah. You've taken on a lot of crazy events. Were you intimidated for this one? Because this one has a lot of intimidation that comes with it, I would think.
Are we talking Moab or World's Toughest? So to go back, I started out with short Spartan races, and I just got my competitive spirit back from when I was younger. And then everything just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, what's next? And then eventually it was like the 200-mile distance. I'm like, I have to do it. I have to give it a try. And then just like the Tough Mudder community, I fell in love with the 200 community. It's almost like the same group of crazy people. It's so much fun to be around. So I've gotten addicted to that, just like I've gotten addicted to Tough Mudder. And I have so much fun there. Just like Tough Mudder, I want to get more and more miles at Worlds every year. I want to get faster and faster at the 200-mile distance, so I keep going back for more.
Yeah. And so now heading to this event, how is recovery? You mentioned your feet earlier being a problem. What's the foot damage?
So the foot damage, I think it came down to I just beat them up so much. I never stopped, never really got off my feet over the course of 4 days. So maybe some nerve damage, it's all coming back right now. So it's strong, tingly pain, sharp pain randomly as the nerves are starting to come back. Lungs were the major issue during the race. I had to go to the doctor afterwards, get some steroids for a couple of weeks to be able to get back to a normal health. But those are coming back. So for Worlds, I may not be putting in the most mileage this weekend. I'm here for fun. Like I said, the community. I'm here for the community. I'll put in 20, 25 miles, just having a good time, hang out in the pits, have a good time. That's what I'm here for.
And then in any athlete, whether it's people just going for the 50 miles or whatever, everyone has their own line. And sometimes the line gets crossed even for elite athletes in terms of pain. Dealing with, you've dealt with rhabdo in the past. What was that like?
It's, for those of us that want to push, at some point in time, we're going to push hard enough to find our limits. I was unfortunate enough to find that. I got rhabdo in the hospital for a couple of days. I've recovered from that fully now, but it's one of those things where I think a lot of us athletes out here, and some of the reasons we crave accomplishment and we want to push ourselves and we want to reach our limits and we want to reach our capabilities, and to do that, sometimes we're going to go a little bit too far and push maybe a little bit harder mentally than we physically should, and we go too far and have stuff like that happen. But a lot of us, we do our best to recover from it and get back out here to have some more fun.
So I know you said you're not looking for, getting a whole bunch of mileage, but what's your goals? Have fun. How would you define, what are you looking to do this weekend?
Fun for me, it's just the people. So I'm going to be out there cruising a little bit slower the first couple of laps probably tomorrow, and talk with everybody I can, meet everybody I can, just have a really good time. throughout the night, I'm just going to like hang out in the pits and, you know, push a couple of other like athletes that are going for big mileage, or if somebody happens to sit in their tent for too long and is struggling to get back out there, maybe I'll go do a lap or two with them to get them motivated and back out there. And then once the sun's up, go back out and push a couple people for a couple more laps, or go enjoy some obstacles. Just be out there and have a good time.
What are your thoughts on the whole movement back to, Chris Malpe was very vocal on like getting back to hard obstacles. What are your feelings on that?
They should have made them harder. There's going to be some hard obstacles out there this weekend, especially if things get a little bit wet, or especially if it's windy and things cool down a little bit, and you know, some of the dexterity goes away for some folks. It's going to be a little bit harder, but I would say that I've seen harder WTM obstacles than this year, and it's going to be a fast course. I think there's going to be some there's going to be a high amount of miles put up this year. I think we're going to see a few more people over 100 than we're used to.
That'd be fun.
I hope I'm wrong. There's prestige to a 100-mile bib.
Yeah,
I hope I'm wrong and that number stays low, but I have a feeling there may be a few more than we're used to seeing.
And with the easier obstacles, that they are making the penalties harder, which is good too. What are your thoughts on that?
That's a really good point. I am happy he did that. Even some of like they took maybe a little bit of creativity out of there and put a little bit more brutality and grit into the penalties. So as people wear down, that's a good point. I mean, if people train for some like grip really well, maybe they're going to get through that stuff as long as the obstacles stay dry. But if they get wet or they start to struggle, the longer penalties are going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's right. And then what are your thoughts on the venue as a whole?
So kudos to WTM or the Tough Mudder Group on like making it easy for us to get from the parking lot into the pit. That's great.
Yeah.
Everything's easy to get to. Less elevation than I thought maybe, but at the same time, I mean, they'll compensate for it with something else. But overall, that and where we're at right now tonight, we got some live music going on at the community dinner, and everyone's having a good time, having a couple of beers, and just everyone's excited to see each other and looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome. Well, let's get back to it, man. Good seeing you.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Sandy Rhee, and I'm from New Hampshire.
And what are you doing here for this year's World Toughest Mudder?
I will be volunteering, so I'll be out there the full 25 and a half hours.
Yeah.
So.
Did they tell you which obstacle you'll be at yet? I know you had. Yeah.
They haven't told anybody yet because we haven't actually officially checked in yet, but I'm going to request to be at Augustas Gloop. I figure that's where everyone will need a smile and a happy face.
Yeah. And some jokes too, right?
Jokes, hugs, and music.
What makes you keep coming out here, quote unquote, just to volunteer?
The people.
Yeah.
Yeah, why else? I get to see everybody every lap. Absolutely. It's awesome.
And be that person for when like they're in a low point and just cheering them up.
It's nice because you don't always find out the day of. I had somebody come up to me earlier this year and said that I saved his race last year because he was ready to quit, and I gave him a hug. Mm-hmm. And he ended up doing 15 more miles after that. And I knew nothing about that. Yeah. I just saw somebody who looked down, so I gave him a hug, and I had no idea until 6 months later that made his entire race, and he ended up hitting a goal that he didn't think he was going to hit because he was ready to quit.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. You've always been like when I think of volunteers, like you're always one that comes to mind immediately. Just how long have you been into the sport? What keeps you in it?
I started, my very first obstacle course race was Tough Mudder in May of 2011, and it was, like I said, a Tough Mudder, Mount Snow, up in, Vermont.
Yes.
And it was miserable. It was 6 hours. There was snow on the ground. The water was 36 degrees. And as soon as it was over, it was like, okay, when's the next one? Oh, it's July? Great, due in July. Oh, the next one after that is that was the year, it was November for the regular Tough Mudder in New Jersey, and December was Worlds. And thankfully, after that year, they moved both of them back a month because that was a bit nippy.
I think that puts it mildly, yeah. And how many World's Toughest Mudders is this for you now?
I have run 3, and I think this is either my 3rd or 4th one to volunteer at. I don't remember which.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever go back to running, or nothing left to prove? What are your thoughts on that?
Probably not, because I don't think my knees can handle it anymore. I did the hot lap today, and my knee is screaming at me just after 5 miles.
Same. And what are your thoughts on what they had for obstacles out there?
Not a whole lot of thoughts right now because half of them were not most of them were not open, and there were few that weren't even built yet. So I can't really comment too much.
I have my own anxiety to deal with, but I'm anxious for them.
Yeah, I think Tough Mudder is going to be working throughout the entire night. I hope they've got good lighting system.
Yeah. And then what would you count as a success for your year, your volunteer shift? Like, what would you consider a success?
A success would be to keep everybody happy, to keep everybody smiling, to give hugs to anyone who wants one at any given time, but especially on everyone's last lap.
Yeah.
I would like to make sure to give everybody a hug and make sure that they know how valued they are for being out there, whether it's the end of their 4th lap or the end of their 12th lap. I don't even care how many laps you've done. It's, were you out there? Were you having a good time? And did you stay safe?
Yes. Yeah. Well, Sandy, it's always great seeing you, whether you're the volunteer for me out in the course or just seeing you around. Keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome.
Well, thank you.
Joshua Fiore from New Hampshire.
All right, New Hampshire, kid.
Yes.
What's your plan for this weekend, man?
World's Toughest Mudder, going for 100 miles plus.
What are your thoughts on the course this year, the layout and everything?
Man, so it looks pretty runnable.
Yeah.
The obstacles, they don't look as tough as last year, but the penalties, so if you do mess up, man, those penalties are going to be rough.
Yes.
Real rough.
Did you run last year too? I can't.
Yeah.
How did last year go?
So last year I actually got 100 miles. This was my first time getting it. That was like my main goal. Didn't care about the podium. Didn't care about like who was in the lead. This year I'm going for the podium. Yeah. That's the plan.
And how's it feel to finally to get that orange jacket and be like a member of like a tight-knit group?
It was amazing. I mean, there's not many people, plus also getting it with like Kris being the first woman to get it.
Yes.
That was such a cool moment. She like finished not too long like after I did, so like seeing her get that, awesome. It was so cool. But like being part of that group, like small elite group, so cool. Yeah, I was pretty emotional last year.
As a small group of a larger, awesome group too, what is it you love about the World's Toughest Mudder community?
I love this community. This is, I mean, I mostly did Spartan race before I did World's Toughest Mudder, and it was cool. Like the locations are great, but you didn't have that camaraderie. You didn't have that, like, even tonight, like at this gathering, like everybody's hugging each other. Everybody's like rooting for each other. And that's the same way in the course. Like you help somebody, they help you, and vice versa. It's awesome. It doesn't matter whether you're going for like 5 miles or you're going for 100 miles. Everybody is helping each other. I love that. I love
that.
this
Like all you elites are like saying the same thing too. Like it doesn't matter what you mileage. Like you go out there and you whatever you set out to do. Like you do that to the best of your ability, right?
That's actually one of the best parts too. Like even if you are a elite contender, like if you're a jerk, people won't help you. Like this community, they'll let you know it. Like that's the best part though. Like but everybody, there aren't any jerks here. Like everybody is just like so down to earth, good people, amazing athletes. Like this is my favorite race of the year, hands down.
And how many times have you done World's Toughest Mudder now?
It's my 4th one, but I had a DNF a couple of years ago. It was like right after Telluride. It was going well until it wasn't.
Fair.
First time was 2016 with Mark Jones for the team one.
Okay.
So we ended up getting on the podium for that. So that was actually my last World's Toughest Mudder podium, technically. So
we're going to get that back to it then. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You said you're feeling good?
Oh, awesome. Feeling really good.
And then final advice to like people that have taken on Tough Mudders but have never necessarily tried Worlds.
Yeah, so my biggest advice is just keep moving. You know, just like any other Tough Mudder, pay it forward, help other people, they'll help you out. Always be eating, always be drinking. Not booze. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 if you're like really in the mood, but just always drinking water, always like eating, and just keep moving. Like you'll make it. Like don't ever quit at night. That's the biggest thing for any 24-hour race. Once that sun comes up, we're solar powered, you'll be fine, and you'll make it to the end.
Awesome, well, I'm super excited to be cheering you on tomorrow, and best of luck.
Thanks.
Evan Perperis, originally from Garden City, South New York, but I live in Manhattan, Kansas.
What number WTM is this for you now?
This is 9 for me.
How are you feeling about it this year?
Good. My training volume was a little lower than I had planned. I was in an Army fighting combatives course, so but maybe that helps because
potential taper. Right?
Potential taper, or maybe I'm in worse shape. I don't know. We're about to find out, though.
What are your thoughts on the course from what you know about it so far?
I've done very little research on it. I tend to just take things as they come. Whatever Tough Mudder headquarters puts on the course, that's what I'm going to deal with. Right. So I try not to worry a lot about it. It does look like there's a decent number of grip obstacles, which I like. Yep. if you don't fail obstacles, it doesn't look like there's too many water obstacles.
No, it doesn't.
If you fail a lot of obstacles, you're going to be wet a lot. But the weather is playing in our advantage. So you typically, again, I don't really worry. If the weather's nice, probability for higher mileage is higher. If the weather is bad, I usually get higher placement. So I'm neutral on the weather.
So we all know that you're very good with grip, you're with like the regular obstacles out there. What are your thoughts on the grappler as a fellow uncoordinated?
Oh, I hate it. It's the worst. Just not like you said, I'm not coordinated. That's why I do repetitive motion sports, such as running, and I used to do triathlon and bodybuilding and some powerlifting and some other, same motion over and over again. And OCR is, while there's variance in the obstacles, it is essentially repetitive motion sport.
Well, putting some good luck out there, because I did that in the hot lap, and I got it my first try. Just got to make sure you're throwing the ball with some rope, because the ball's not heavy enough to have all the rope go with it.
Rope. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's good too.
And pretty flat course today. I'm sure that benefits you too.
Yeah. I'm not a mountain runner either, so that also benefits me. Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you this before we go into this event, but you did mention that this might be your last year potentially as solo.
Yeah.
What's going through your head with that?
I retired from the military this summer, and then I moved to Boston, and I got a career change and going back to school for some stuff. So it's just a lot of changes coming up, and my kids are getting to the age. I got a 4 and an 8-year-old, so getting to the age where
4 now?
Yeah, they tend to like. It turns into, do I want to spend the time and effort training for something when you start getting above 40, you start slowing, like facts.
Right.
And while I think I'm starting to downslide.
Okay.
I feel like there's, someone who's been running. I ran my first marathon in 2003. I feel like with 20 years of running under my belt, I feel like there's not that much room for improvement without a serious alteration to my lifestyle, which I'm not really willing to make at this point.
But that verbiage does kind of open it up for like more team events and stuff too, right?
Yeah, so I can be convinced to come back for team. So that's an option. Or, maybe I do one more year as individual and then switch to team. We'll see.
And then selfish question, as you mentioned too, you moved to Boston. That's going to be in the summer?
Summer, yeah, August 2024.
Okay, very excited for that. I was listening to your podcast that you did a while ago with Bobby Ross.
Yeah.
And talking about like all these like horror movies that I've never heard of in my life, and I'm like, these are the things that we need to do now.
Absolutely. And Boston's got a great, Salem is right nearby, which is like huge Halloween, and there's a lot of stuff was filmed on the East Coast. Like at the toughest Pittsburgh, I went to the filming location of the 1978 Dawn of the Dead movie. Monroeville Mall.
That's pretty cool.
It's super nerdy, but they have like a museum for Night of the Living Dead stuff, so it was cool.
Okay, I'm here for it. And then what are your goals going into this year? Like ABC goal? What's your
my goal is always 100. I always get 90. We'll see if the weather and the flat course plays to my advantage. Maybe I can squeeze out another lap or two. If not, we'll do the best we can. And tiered goals always try to win, which is usually pretty far out of my reach. Podium, it's usually a little out of my reach. Then I'm always shooting for that top 5 or top 10 spot, and I've got 4 top 10s. So it's
consistent.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to cheering for you out there, and have fun, man.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, Mike.
Miranda Huber from Fort Worth, Texas.
And thoughts on your first World's Toughest Mudder?
I'm excited for the suck. I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah. What do you know about the course today?
They did the race briefing yesterday where they went through all of the obstacles. So a couple of things that kind of stood out in my mind. No Block Ness Monster, so I'm pretty sad about that. I'm almost hoping they surprise us with it out there at some point. That one's my favorite, so that would be nice to see. I'm pretty worried about the grappler obstacle because I've heard that previously it was difficult. It sounds like they have a long penalty. I heard it was 0.6 of a mile. Somebody measured it. And I suck at throwing things, and my aim is bad, and my coordination's not great, and all that.
So real quick to relieve you a little bit, I'm also terrible at throwing. I got in my first try yesterday with the quick lap. What's important to know is that make sure you grab a healthy amount. Kind of take the ball and then put the rope around your arm like an extension cord, so that way it doesn't get twisted up, and then throw it. And as long as it goes between, not the one that you're aiming for, but if it goes between any of the arrows, you're good.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
And then what about the home field advantage? You're from Texas too, right?
Yeah, so I've run at this venue before, so I don't know if that gives me any sort of advantage because I know it, but Yeah, it makes me feel a little better. I was able to sleep in my own bed. That's always nice. Yep, I didn't have as much like travel anxiety or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty good. This is 30 minutes from my house, so it literally doesn't get better. This is the closest race I've ever had.
Excellent. What are your thoughts on like goals for this race?
Yeah, I have a couple things. I have some ABC like distance goals, and then I also have some ABC time-based goals. So I think the biggest thing for me is I would really like to go the full 25 and a half hours. My B goal time-wise is to finish a lap after 7 a.m. or start and finish a lap after 7 a.m. You count as a finisher after 7. So I would like to also start one after that because that means that lap was really, truly optional. And then another goal is to just finish by 7 a.m.
Awesome. Well, good luck and look forward to cheering you on out there.
Cool. Thank you.
Diana Codispoti, Houston, Texas. Or Dirty D. Alexandra Codispoti from Washington, D.C.
And what number World's Toughest Mudder now?
I'm pitting 2, and then Alex is going to be, this is going to be her 3rd, so I'm stepping out today. Yeah, my 3rd, so looking forward to it.
How are you feeling about being pit crew?
I'm excited. I love it. Did it last year for the first time, fell in love with it, and it gets me a chance to just help wherever I can.
And how do you feel about tackling this course this year?
I feel good. Weather looking good, and it's Dallas, so I'm anxious to see how it goes with the winds. So that'll be the biggest challenge, I think, is the wind and when the temperatures and sun goes down. But we'll see. Looking forward to it.
What's some advice that you shared with your sister for tackling this event?
Keep going. So she's been last year. She did really great with that. I think this year she's been fighting a little bit more illnesses, but keep going. You got it. And I think she can easily get 30 or 35. So yeah, exactly.
And who are some of the people that are out there pacing with you and stuff too?
Yeah. So I have great friends that are joining us. Kevin, Alan, and Ryan. This is Ryan's 3rd time with me, so he kind of knows how I work, and so this is Kevin and Alan's 1st time with me. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. I have a great crew and couldn't do it without them.
How do you feel about the lack of elevation, that's nice and flat?
Yeah, so I'm excited about it, hoping that helps keep my pace going and keeping it stronger. DC, we have a little bit more elevation, so I'm hoping coming to Dallas, that'll help.
And then any thoughts on some of the obstacles that are out there?
Yeah, so unfortunately, I'll probably hit a lot of the penalties, so I'll add mileage there, but give it a go, because that's what it's all about, right? Trying it, and then taking the penalty and keep going. Biggest thing is keep the penalties, just take them, and then keep the pit crew short time, so I can keep rolling.
And then what are your goals as a pit crew?
To keep her out there and as fast as we can, because I think as we know, we come in, we want to sit down and get comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'll be the older, bossier twin, even though I'm technically the younger one.
Okay.
But I'll take that this time and be bossy and kick her out.
And then do you have a set of goals, like A, B, and C goal for today?
Yeah, I think number 1 is to stay healthy. Number 2 is to maintain the mileage I did last year. And then 3, if I can add another lap, I'd be happy to. So, yeah.
Well, best of luck up there. I'll be cheering for you, and it's going to be a great time.
Great,
Have fun.
thanks so much. We're looking forward to it.
Ryan Ardigo from Haymarket, Virginia.
And what number BTM is this for you now?
This is 4. The 4th one.
How do you feel this year?
Feeling good. Excited. So hopefully to do more than last year.
What did you get last year?
85.
85? That's pretty damn good. What do you think of the lack of elevation in the course this year?
Oh, I'm loving that.
And then thoughts on the obstacles?
Obstacles, a lot of grip intensive stuff out there, which has me a little worried.
Right.
And some of those penalties, look a little tougher than last year. So
Do
we'll
you
see.
have any thoughts on the grappler, which is a newer, is kind of coming back this year?
Never done it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a good one. I recommend you hold the ball, put the rope around your arm like an extension cord before you throw it, because the ball itself isn't like heavy enough. But
okay. Oh, good to know.
What's training like this year?
Training's been good. Been getting a good amount of miles in. Not as much as I would have liked, but that's always the case. We all say that. So,
And what do you have for goals this year, other than just more than next year? More than last year?
More than last year. I'll say 90 would be my goal. Yeah.
And then shout out to your pit crew.
Oh, my pit crew is awesome. My father-in-law and my brother's brother-in-law. These guys are awesome. Helping me out here. So, it's a blast and great spot up here. So,
Front row. Awesome. Looking forward to cheering you on out there, man.
All right, man. Thanks, Mike. Good to see you.
My name is Seth Rinderknecht. I'm from Carmel, Indiana, right outside of Indianapolis.
If I had a free hand, I'd pat myself on the back for saying your last name correctly.
Yes, sir.
What number World's Toughest Mudder is this for you now?
It's just my second WTM. Yeah.
And what's the situation? What's the plans for this race?
So I run with USOCR Midwest, some of my best friends in the world, great team. And so we came into WTM last year as a team. and we had kind of a curveball. Ended up our buddy Ben Rittenhouse got COVID, so Chainsaw Rick stepped in for us. We had a good race. We won last year. Plan was to come back and team again this year, try to repeat. But, unforeseen circumstances, Sawzall accident, etc. We're switching to individual last moment. So my personal goal today is 75 miles. I turned my ankle pretty bad in August, right before Infinity. And so I've been nursing that. But, it's world's toughest mudder. No excuses, man. Just get out there and tough it out, give it your best. So that's the goal.
What is it that you love about this event that keeps you coming back?
Yeah, so, I've been doing obstacle course racing for, about 10 years now, and was really late in the game to Tough Mudder. Done a ton of Savages, bunch of local races, Frontline, love the race-ready folks, IMR, Abominable Snow Race, great races in the Midwest close to me. And so last year was the first Tough Mudder series I did, Toughest, Infinity, World's Toughest. And it was like, man, why have I not been doing this from day one? Because just like the community, I love like the balance of both the rig, physical, skill-based obstacles, but also the mental challenge. And just, it's just if you know, right? It's just a different community, so supportive, so incredible. Yeah, so that's I'll be doing these as long as they have them and as long as I can, be on 2 feet above ground. So, yeah.
And what do you think about the course, the venue, everything that you know about it so far?
Yeah, I did not do the hot lap yesterday. We watched the hot lap video, so weather looks better than Atmore. Although you never know. The wind could be a big deal. Maybe, I don't know. Not sure about the venue really, other than just watching the video. So that's kind of by intention. Like, it keeps you on your toes a little bit more to find things out as you're going. So I don't want to, I want to be prepared, but not too prepared to overthink it, because I'm a consummate overthinker. So we'll see.
Awesome, man. Well, I look forward to cheering you on out there and just have a good time.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man.
Kevin Thompson from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And what number WTM is this for you?
This will be 3. I was at 2018, the really cold one, yes. And then last year at Atmore, and then here.
What are your thoughts on the venue of Texas?
I like it. I was here last month for the Savage race. Seems very similar to that, like little rolly hills out there, but pretty much flat and fast.
What about the obstacles?
I didn't see anything that jumped off the screen at me this year. Like last year we had, was it Mutterhorn with the slide? That was a cool thing. I didn't see anything like that this year. And little disappointed maybe, but a lot of obstacle combos, I think, this year that will be fun.
What are your thoughts on Kris being very vocal about the length of penalties this year, getting back to its tougher routes?
I like it. I think the obstacles or the penalties should be harder for an obstacle. You shouldn't just be able to tap and tap and go. Yeah, should be a penalty for failing an obstacle. It's a 24-hour obstacle race, so.
This won't come up for a week, so you can say your intentions. Looking for some green?
Yeah, green sprint lap, and then out there to pace my friend Seth for 75 to 100 to see what he can do. Yeah.
What's some words of advice you'd give to someone that's doing their first World's Toughest Mudder?
It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. That's what I heard in 2018, and I've overpacked since.
And I know we're here at Tough Mudder, but I want to talk about the Savage Series a little bit too. How's that going for you?
Good. I'm sitting in 4th going into the last race. Kempson and Sean are tied, so that'll be a good battle. And then Koto's right ahead of me. And then the map came out yesterday, and it looks fun. It's 3 miles of running and then 30 obstacles in the last 3 miles. So,
in the series, what have been some of your favorite venues?
I went to Dallas for the first time this year. I really like that. Atlanta's always one of my favorite venues. That venue is awesome. Where else I go? Gainesville was cool this year. Yep. And then I was at Ohio, which was just the big hill and then run around a lot.
So I've been hearing a lot of people really enjoying Ohio. When I think of Ohio, I think flat, stereotypically, but this is on like a ski hill?
It's like a typical Midwest ski hill, so it's got about 400 feet of gain, but you go up it, down it, up it, down it, up and down it 3 times, and then you do a little loop and then come back into the finish usually. Yeah. So it's a really fun course. That's the second time I've done that one. But it honestly, one of the best venues, I think. They always get a lot of people at that one too.
And then shout out to some other like Midwest races that we're talking about. I know that like they're starting up their own race. Like Race Readies is doing
Midwest OCR. Yeah. It's gonna be super cool. I'm hopefully gonna be there. I'm trying to get on the Team USA again, and we'll be in Costa Rica. The FISO World Championships will be there this next year, and I want to be there. So the dates might conflict a little bit because it was in Belgium last year, and that was this year, and that was awesome. Okay. Yeah, that was a super fun race.
Yeah, actually, speak to that experience too, because I was able to talk to some people there, but weren't all that many Americans that went.
No, we were definitely a minority over there. Like the Belgian team, I think was probably like 5 times our size because like you can fill up each age division with 5 people, and I think they filled up every single slot they possibly could. But hopefully with it being Costa Rica next year, we can get a lot more people on board for that. But the obstacles, like the way they set it up was just amazing, like on par or better than like any other race that I've been at, and I've been around for a while, so I really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't really love was like the 3-band system they did. I feel like slight tweaks in it, or just making the elite, like it could work really well for age group, but making slight tweaks for elites and just making you must complete obstacles would be better.
Because with one attempt on the obstacle, it keeps you from going all out.
Yeah, I feel like it prevents you from full sending an obstacle. Like you can take the risk if you want, but since the penalty at the end was roughly a minute and 20, depending on how fast you could carry a 150-pound keg, like it prevented you from like just really going all out in obstacles unless you had like Leon grip strength.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck with your event this weekend, and looking forward to see how you do with the Savage Series.
Thank you so much.
Austin Azar from Canada.
And what number World Toughest Mudder is this for you now?
This is 4. I've done one as a relay.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling about this venue here in Texas?
I haven't seen the course yet. I didn't get to check it out yesterday, but from what I've heard, it's supposed to be pretty quick.
Fairly flat, and weather hopefully is on our side too. That's another aspect of it.
Yeah, weather is definitely the best it's looked since I've gone to World's Toughest. I heard apparently there might be a little bit of a windstorm, but we'll see.
Fun stuff. Were you around, did you ever do the grappler obstacle before? I know that was around in Vegas. I can't remember what year.
In 2016, yeah. Okay. I actually really like that one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It was tough.
It's this time it seems a little further out than up compared to when it was in Vegas.
So
but like
I think we drove by it on the way here. It was on, yeah, so you have to throw it further out.
Yep, yeah.
So extra challenge there.
Absolutely. What do you have for goals this year?
I mean, I've done 100 before. I want to try and go past that and then just see how far I can push myself, really. No specific mileage goal.
Yeah. And then who do you have for your pit crew?
I have my aunt and uncle here.
Yeah.
Barry's right there, and Sue. They're both awesome. They came and crewed last year. So yeah, pumped to have them here.
Yeah. And how's it feel to represent Canada?
Feels good, yeah. I mean, we don't have a ton of Canadians here this year, it seems. But yeah, just excited to be here.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, great to see you out there, and I'll be cheering for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Trevor, Cichosz, Woodland, Washington.
How are you feeling about this World's Toughest Mudder this year?
Pretty good. I have no clue what I can do this year because I haven't been training, but we'll find out.
You always say that, and then you always do excellent too. So there's that. What happened to your toe? Was it?
Oh yeah, I smashed it with a manual compactor. Helped my neighbor lay pavers in his yard. So pretty dumb thing to do, but.
Well, someone I was talking to another athlete who lost the tip of his finger recently too. So you're not the only one that recently hurt themselves. But you're still feeling good about everything?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a mental game, you know. The mental aspect never changes for me. Just physical is a little different every year.
Yeah.
Getting older, so.
And how's it feel to be a dad and have a family now?
That's the best thing in the world. It kind of, makes all this seem a little bit silly. So.
And what do you have for goals out there? I know you're not big into like the money. You're out there for like the fun of it. But what do you have for a goal?
I would like to get 100 miles again. Then B goal is to get above 75 because if I get 75 next 2 years, then I get 1,000 overall lifetime miles. So.
Pretty amazing. Yeah. And who do you have for your pit crew this year?
Cassie, and Amelia's going to help me until she leaves.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, whoever's around, everyone just helps each other, you know.
Awesome. I'm hoping you have a solid race, and I'll be cheering for you out there.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
All right, who did that from your Kris?
I got to see Kris. You look pretty good. Looks pretty good. Name and where you're from.
James Verde from New Jersey.
And do you have any goals? What's your plan for this World's Toughest Mudder?
To finish without being in tears and terrible pain.
I saw you out in the course in the hot lap, and you were a little concerned about your hair dipping in the water. Do you think that's going to count as a fail?
I was told yes, it would count as a fail. So I now have Dutch braided pigtails, which should make them about 3 inches shorter, and I should be good.
Yeah. What do you think about the obstacles out there from what you've been able to encounter?
They definitely look interesting compared to the normal version. I'm excited to see what they did to cage crawl because it looked like it was about 8 feet deep, and I don't know why.
No.
So
It was a little concerning seeing that, right? Yeah.
it was. I do like swimming, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it feels being wet at 2 a.m. when the 15-mile-per-hour winds keep hitting us.
Yeah. And then the grappler. That's a weird one that we.
I was concerned, but once we all figured it out, it seems to be a lot easier. Anybody that didn't do the hot lap or wasn't here for the Unbreakable event,
Right.
I really hope that they walk up when other people are there that can show them how to do it, because that penalty is a slap in the face.
Yes. And that's something I want to talk about too. What are your thoughts on the penalties actually being penalties this year?
I'm all for time suck penalties, but penalties that have stipulations and restarting and going over and over, I'm not about that. I'm not about penalties being a slap in the face. I understand them being a time suck. You want it to take a while, force people to try the obstacle. But we could do sandbag carries, something like that, longer penalty loops.
Yeah. And then there's the challenges too, which I think this is the first year where it has no bearing on the course. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, the weather is a big turnout. The course seems nice. The elevation is immediate, but not lengthy.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see some pretty good times, and the distance is going to be phenomenal for people that actually train for it, unlike me.
Well, great seeing you, man, and looking forward to cheering you on.
Hey, thanks for being here.
Melissa Linden from New Jersey.
And what number WTM is this for you now?
This is number 3 for me.
ABC goal. Like, what was your big goal this year? World Service Moto? This is it?
This is the A goal of the year.
Oh, yeah.
This is the number 1 goal of the year.
What are your goals for this event in particular?
75 miles. I'm coming for the silver bib. It was my goal last year, and I missed it by a lot. So I've tried to set myself up for success this year, and I really want it.
What are some barriers that you hit last year that you're going to navigate better this year?
I just got cold overnight. I felt really good. I felt like I was pacing really good. Even at the end of the event, my legs and body didn't feel spent because I didn't give it all that I could because I was benched. I was in the pit for probably a total of 10 hours between 2 different extended pits, and it was too cold for me to go back out. The orphan tent threatened me that if I went out, I'd probably medically DNF, and I believe that. So I'm glad I stayed in and at least got to finish my race. I got 50 miles last year, which was something to be proud of. But if I can just stay out the whole 25 and a half hours this time, I think that's what I'll need to hit my goal.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on the venue? I mean, Alabama, you would think warm. Texas should be warm. Weather's looking good.
I ignore the forecast. It lures you into a false sense of security. I'm just preparing for it to be really cold, and if I'm surprised by 50s, 60s overnight, then that's awesome.
Yeah. And then thoughts on the obstacles that are on the course this year?
A lot of them look really tough. I'm short, and I'm coming back from a calf injury, so my jumping is a little impaired, but I know that there's a lot of people on the course to help.
Yes.
And even though the penalties are meant to be time-consuming, if I have to take them, I have to take them. Yeah. So I'm just going to do my best. Some of the obstacles look like a lot of fun. I'm excited for Coach's Corner.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to hype me up every lap.
Yep. And then how did you do with the grappler on the
So it took me, I tried it 3 times and failed. Okay. Then the staff who was there gave me a tip, and I got it on my first try.
Share the tip. Dish.
I know it's a trade secret. No, I'll share the wealth. I don't know if this will help anybody.
This won't be out for another week, so I don't.
Yeah, so what I did is I looped up the rope and then kept the ball hanging, held the rope opposite of where the ball is hanging, and then threw it like that. So what he was saying was that the ball isn't heavy enough to throw on its own. You need the rope to throw with it. And I got it on the first try after he gave me that tip, so I hope I have the same fortune tonight.
Awesome. Well, happy to see you guys here as always, and good luck with your goal, and I'll be cheering for you.
Thank you so much.
You got this. Thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Awesome. All right, name and where you're from.
My name's Kris. I'm from Denver, Colorado.
And how does it feel to be racing back in Texas again?
Feels good. Feels good to be back. I have more friends here than I had at the last one, and a couple more coming out throughout the night, so it'll be fun.
What are some goals for this year?
I have a big goal. We'll see how it goes.
And how are you enjoying your orange jacket?
I'm loving it. This is the only place I've worn it and probably the only place I will, but it's a good place to wear it. So.
It's not fashionable, is that it?
Not so much.
And how's your year going as a whole? How are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, my year's been fantastic. I mean, every year is kind of like, there's no way I can top the last year, and I somehow do. So, yeah, this year's been the best one yet.
What do you think about the course here in Texas?
I actually haven't read it yet, so I will let you know what I think after the first lap, maybe.
So, not much for elevation, too. I know elevation would play to your strength. Did you hear about, what are your thoughts on the grappler? I know that's...
I've driven past it.
Okay.
It looks like a very far throw.
It does.
Yeah, I don't know. Haven't tried it, so.
So something I've been hearing about and sharing trade secrets here, the ball itself isn't heavy enough to go by itself, so it's kind of like wrap the rope around your arm like an extension cord and then throw it. Okay. I got it on my first try yesterday, so that should help.
All right, I like it. I will be keeping that in mind.
And other than, going for the big goal and everything, like what is it that you love so much about World Surface Mudder? What made you want to come back?
Love the people, love the community, love just 24 hours of this very, it's a very big challenge. And I think it's kind of neat how it can adapt to anybody in literally any situation. Yeah. But it's a great place to kind of push the limits and hit big goals. So, yeah I love it.
And then another goal, something that you've been pushing for, the Savage Series is coming to a close soon. How you feeling about that?
Feeling good about that. We'll see how I feel in 24 hours. But.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to cheering you on out there, and have a good time, Kris.
Thank you.
All right, Gary Bean from New Orleans.
Awesome. How many World Surface Mudders have you done?
This is my third year in a row.
How are you feeling about the course here?
It looks very flat, very runnable, so I'm excited for that. The penalties are definitely much longer this year, so that should be the interesting part.
Yeah. Your thoughts on a unique obstacle here that hasn't been seen in years, the grappler?
I didn't get a chance to play with it, but it looks like it'll be interesting. I heard there's a real easy technique, and once you get that down, you're in. So reminds me a lot of the spear throw, right? Like for the people, it's easy, and for everyone else, they find it really hard.
Yeah, I did the hot lap yesterday, and what I did is I took the rope and kind of put a lot of it around my arm like an extension cord, and then threw the ball, and I got it on my first try somehow. So hopefully that luck continues for everybody else too.
Nice. Yeah, that was how I was with the spear throw. First time I threw one, I hit it, and rarely missed since then. So I'm hoping for good luck.
Awesome. And you said you didn't have any goals, but like, what would you consider like a success for this weekend?
I'm thinking probably just 50 again. I've gotten 65 and 50 the last 2 years, so just get that brown bib and then hopefully get to bed a little bit earlier than usual.
Awesome. And what's the deal with the awesome unicorn horn that you got going on?
So this lasted 6 laps last year, so I'm going to see if I can make more laps with the horn on this year. But you just got to have unicorn. You got to have fun.
And then, it takes a tribe. Who do you got pitting for you?
I have Britt, the amazing Britt, who paid for me last year and got me to 50, and she's going to do the same thing this year while looking pretty and dancing around Coach's Corner.
Put to 75.
Awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you out here, and great seeing you as
Appreciate
always.
it. Thank you. Yeah. Talk to you later.
Excuse me, sorry. Hey! I'll see you in a bit. That's my son. Did you hear that?
Yeah. He's like, that's my son. We first talked about a Texan WTM at the brunch in 2019, so it's really good to finally be here. Big thank you to the venue and to Visit Granbury for being wonderful hosts. It's also great to see mudders from all over the world. We got mudders from Canada, the UK, Australia, Denmark, Germany, France, Spain, Mexico. I see a South African flag over there. Indeed. We've even got a couple mudders from the US, and it's cool to have you guys here as well. It's always special to be up here for what is undoubtedly my favorite event of the year. And it's this community, this inspirational group of people that make it quite so special. There's that awkward moment if I step backwards off the stage. It's those extreme kind of displays that we see over the weekend: athleticism, resilience, camaraderie, and kindness. There were more than 1,000 people who thought to themselves, 24 hours of OCR shenanigans, that's a good idea. And they signed up this year. And of those, 30% were brand new to WTM. Yeah, and in their defense, they clearly didn't know any better. If you are one of those who's new, who's here for the first time, welcome to the family. Really excited for the memories that you are going to create over the next 24 hours and the friendships you will make. Particularly excited for the gentleman I saw earlier who signed up and didn't realize it was 24 hours of racing. Yeah, surprise, and you're in for a treat. Of those who signed up, roughly a quarter haven't made it. They're not here with us today. Some of them are out injured, for some life just conspired against them. But I think for many they just thought better of it. Their common sense prevailed. But not you guys. Not you guys. Should have known better. But here you are, a special kind of crazy, an inspirational group. You know, you have goals ahead of you, and you got your mother family alongside. You've got the strength to help those around you and the humility to accept that help as well. Thank you for being here, for rising to the challenge, and for the kind of inspiration you put out on display. Whilst you're all still happy to be here, before you start to question your life's decisions, before you get cold, before the cold, the fatigue, the nickelback invades your mind, please join me in thanking the volunteers, the pit crews, the MCs, the medics, those supporting from home, everybody who put so much into making this the special event that it is. And I'd also like to thank Chris, Connor, who are leading the TM effort, and the whole TM crew, who put a massive shift in this week to overcome kind of weather and logistical delays to get us back on track. We are ready for you. So let's go get it. And with that, let me hand over to your race directors.
Hello again. If you missed the race briefing, shame on you. I'm Chris.
I'm Jen.
She spoke. And we'll be your race directors for World's Toughest this year. You need to find us for the duration of the event, right back there at the race center the whole time, staying up with you guys. Come in with any questions that you have about the race. We're just gonna go over a couple high-level rules as reminders. So it's 5-mile laps, 24 hours. Hope you know that much so far, except that one guy. 3 categories of racing today. We have our individual men, individual women, and teams. Hopefully you know which of those categories you are racing in. The race hours, we're going to get you out of here right at 12 o'clock, so just in about 23 minutes or so. No obstacles are going to be open for that first hour of racing, so you have until 1 o'clock, no obstacles, get in your running while you still can, unobstructed. Then they'll open on a rolling basis from 1 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night, at which point everything will be open. One rules clarification. I mentioned yesterday, Statue of Liberty unfortunately cannot be on the course. So Augustas Gloop, which was meant to close while Statue of Liberty was open, will be open for the duration of the event once it opens up this afternoon. To be an official finisher, not only do you need to start with us right now, you must finish your last lap after 7 a.m., anytime after 7 a.m. What you do between those hours, I don't care. But you have to start at 12, have to finish after 7 o'clock. The start line right here is going to close at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. At 11 a.m., it's the last time you can start a new lap, and then you have until 12:30 p.m. to finish that lap. So there's an hour and a half grace period to finish your final lap, and then at that point, 12:30 p.m., course is clear. We're going to pull everyone from course that's out there. You will not be disqualified if you don't manage to finish that last lap by 12:30. However, that last lap will not count, so no partial credit. You have to finish that lap for it to count. For the general rules, we assume at this point you guys have all read the entire rule book. So please, I hope you're up to date, have your pit crew review it, and we have it over at the race center if you need to come in for any clarifications. But a couple of reminders, obstacles are all must complete or penalty obstacle. So must complete, you must complete. And then there are a number of penalty obstacles that I'll run through right now. Well Clung has a penalty called Morningwood. For well clung to count as an attempt, you have to get into the water. That's the same for any sort of water pit obstacle. A failure is constituted by getting in the water. You have to get in there and go through. Twinkle Toes is a balance beam over water. Again, you need to get wet, go through the pit before you can take the penalty, so you must attempt. The Grappler is one of 3 that you do not need to attempt if you don't want to. You can go straight to the penalty on the Grappler. If you do attempt the obstacle, you have 3 attempts before it's mandatory penalty on that one. So 3 throws, and then you have to take the penalty. Operation has a penalty called Waddle Waddle. You can again skip that one because there's electricity. You can go direct to the penalty for Operation. Swinging Tips has a penalty called High Stakes. Dingleberries has a penalty called Way Too Tough. Barrel chested has a penalty called Waiter, I Need Water. Coach's Corner has a 60 burpee salute. Should be good fun. That one you can go direct to the penalty instead of attempting. You can still listen to the music and good vibes. Spunky Monkey has a penalty called Night at the Rodeo. Hangin' Rough has a penalty called Nickelback Haystack. And Everest has a penalty called Christmas in Legoland. So all of those, except for the 3 that I mentioned, you have to attempt them before you can take the penalty. Everything else is mandatory that I did not go over. Look at your bodies right now. Make sure you're wearing a bib and you're wearing a chip. Make sure your chip is tied on well. Make sure you have that chip for the entirety of the race. Check it every time before you start a new lap. In particular, if you start a lap without that chip, you're still going to need to finish that lap. You can't backtrack, and that lap will not count. So make sure you have that chip. Particularly if you're earning mileage bibs as the race goes on. If you get a 50-mile bib, you're allowed to wear that bib for the rest of the race. Don't take off your original bib that has your timing chip on it. That happens a lot. So make sure you just put it on over top of your existing bib. You don't go out without that timing chip. Starting at 5 p.m., it's nighttime rules in effect. Nighttime rules means you have to have a headlamp and you have to have either a body flasher or a glow stick attached to you for all of the laps between 5 p.m. and 7 a.m. If you start a lap before 5 p.m. and you're finishing it after, it's okay if you don't have a headlamp, but you need to start all new laps with that equipment after that point. If you lose your headlamp or your flasher on course and you don't have a backup, you're going to have to stay in the pit until 7 a.m. in the morning when you can go back out without it, or you can borrow one from somewhere else, but hopefully you brought some spares or made good friends that can lend you something. The course path is marked quite well. Make sure you pay attention while you're out there. You don't accidentally veer off of the course path. You must follow the course path at all times. And any lap that you begin, you must finish. So think before you cross that start line. Every lap, once you're out there, you have to go the entire 5 miles and do all the penalties and obstacles that are open. You can't decide, you can't do it and come back in, or else that is a disqualification. So that will void anything you did to that point. It's a DQ if you don't follow the course path in a linear fashion.
Mother Nation. What a beautiful group of human beings we got up in here tonight. Today, it'll be night in a little bit. How we feeling? World's toughest mudder. World's toughest mudder, right? I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of arguments from a lot of people that can hear me right now if I say this is the toughest mudder in the world, right? You all do mudders around the world. This is the toughest one, and Tough Mudder named it World's Toughest Mudder because they're geniuses, right? But there's more to that name to me, right? It's when mudders come from around the world and come together. It's that one time a year that the toughest mudders from around the world congregate at World's Toughest Mudder. And for most of us, this is the most important event of the year. It's my favorite event. We work on it for over a year, thinking about it, dreaming about it, and here we are, right here today in Granbury, Texas, at World's Toughest Mudder. Are y'all ready for this? Now, we all traveled, not all of us, but a lot of us. I gotta get to know you. How many people cross borders to come here today? Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the U.S., and thank you for making such a long journey. And like myself, how many of y'all crossed state lines to get here today? Yeah, we're travelers. We made it. We made it. Where are my Texans at? Oh, my Texans. Hey, thanks for having us. You guys are awesome hosts, and we're having a heck of a time right here in Granbury. So thank you very much. Now, I got to get to know you a little bit more. Where are my first timers at? Never done a Tough Mudder in your life, have no idea about Tough Mudder, and you decided to sign up for a 24-hour Tough Mudder. Where you at? Woo! You're my kind of crazy, right? These guys are our kind of crazy. Everyone else in here, give them a warm, welcoming round of applause. Let them know that they're in real good hands. In fact, the best hands right here. And then all my Mudder Legionnaires, but have never done a World's Toughest Mudder before. Where you at? Welcome to the family. Welcome to our community, right? And then all my World's Toughest Veterans. World's Toughest Veterans. If you would please, give all these first-timers a warm, welcoming round of applause and welcome them to a little thing that we like to call Mudder Nation. Now, I've said it a bunch of times, and I'll say it again. I honestly believe that Tough Mudder is more than just an event. A lot of us do events, different events around the world, different obstacle course races, different events, but there's something different about Tough Mudder, and we hear it all the time, right? That difference is you. That difference is you. That difference is these guys, right? That's the difference. It's this community. It's this family. You'll hear it over and over again. All my first timers, you're gonna experience it out there on that course. That's the difference of Tough Mudder. And it's amazing. And we love it. And we believe that there's no wrong way to do a Tough Mudder. You got these guys up front here. They're gonna try to stand on top of the podium, right? They're going for over 100 miles. We got some people in here, they just wanna complete a lap. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We got people here, they've been pitting for years, right? That's not the wrong way. There's no wrong way to do a Tough Mudder. Where's Serena? Serena right here, she wants to volunteer for the full 24 hours. That's her goal. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's no wrong way to do a Tough Mudder. Where's Anthony? Where's my Tornado Tory? My vibe monster right there. He came out the first year, tried dancing for 24 hours. He came up a little short. Next year he came out, he made it. But he's been training, and here he is. That ain't the wrong way to do a Tough Mudder. No, David Paul right here is my good friend, talented man. He's gonna come out here, he's gonna help me DJ for 24 hours. Scotty from Immordl, he's gonna serve you guys. There's no wrong way to be part of this community, and I absolutely believe that. So if you can hear me, I want you all to raise your right hand. We got a pledge. Everybody together, as a Tough Mudder, I pledge that. I understand World's Toughest Mudder is a race and a challenge. I put teamwork and camaraderie before my course time. I do not whine. Kids whine. I help my fellow mudders complete the course. I overcome all fears. Welcome to Mudder Nation, y'all. Now, you heard me say it, we've talked about it, I'm gonna say it a million times. This is a community, it's a family, it's like nothing else, right? But each and every one of you in here is an individual, right? Each and every one of you came up with this idea on your own. Each and every one of you decided to get out of this bed this morning and say, I'm gonna go push myself through the darkness for 24 hours. I am going to challenge myself for this 24 hours. Each and every one of you has a reason. Maybe that reason is to see if you can do it, to prove to yourself that you can do hard things. Or maybe you're here helping somebody else so they can know that they can do hard things. Or maybe you're just reminding yourself you can do hard things. Whatever it is, maybe you're just here to dance with me for 24 hours. I don't care what got you here. Whatever it is, it's important. Hold on to it close inside your heart. Put it inside your mind while you're out there on that course today. But I want you all to think about a little something else. I want you to think about the individuals that have given sacrifice so we all can be. All right, I want y'all to think about the individuals giving sacrifice to our nation so we all can be here. Individuals that are out inside of your communities. And yes, that is our military, that's our police department, that's our firefighters, but it's also our nurses, and our school teachers, and our construction workers, and our janitors. If you all think about your communities, I want you to think about those individuals that go out there day in and day out to make it a better place for you and I to live. And with those individuals in our hearts and in our minds, if you would please face that flag. There's a flag right there in the middle. Face that flag for our national anthem. Thank you all very much for that. It's very important. No matter where you are, whatever your country is, you're all represented up in here. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity, since I got your attention, to introduce myself to all you. My name is Coach Mixmaster Mudhoney, but my friends all call me Coach. For the next handful of minutes, I'm going to ask y'all a series of questions, and you're going to answer me with yes, Coach. Is that clear? Beautiful. I just got to know, are you mentally prepared for what's about to happen for this next 24 hours? Come on, with a little confidence, are you prepared? Excellent. Now I need to know, do you believe in your reason? Do you believe in your mission? Do you believe in your why? Awesome. Now, I want y'all to look around the people in here. Look around. This is Mutter Nation. Do you have confidence with the mutters to the left and to the right of you? Now, this next one is delivered from a good friend of mine. A good friend of mine wanted me to ask you all a question. In fact, it's a good friend of ours. And he wants to know, are you going to give your best out there on that course today? And he doesn't want that to be your settled best. He wants your honest best. Will you give your best out there on that course today? He says, you do that, that's going to make y'all better. And that's going to make all of us better. And we will see you at the finish line. How are we feeling, Mutter Nation? Now, I still feel a little bit of nerves up in here, right? There's nerves, there's energy. We all have that energy. It's kind of going around in us. There's a girl out there, her name's Annie Thorstadter. She's won the CrossFit Games a handful of times. She's got this thing, she says, it's okay to have butterflies, but when it's time, you gotta tell your butterflies to fly in formation, Mutter Nation. And it is that time right now. So to collectively, pit crews, TMHQ, all my mutters, we're gonna take a big collective breath together, and we're gonna bring that energy together on 3, 2, 1, in. Mutter Nation, hold it. Exhale. One more time, in with success. Hold and out. All right, we're bringing it together, Mutter Nation, as one, in. Hold, out. All right, we're gonna get our bodies a little loosened up. Find yourselves a smidgen of room to move, and we're gonna get ready to send you out there on that course. We're gonna start with some big backwards arm circles. It's like a dance party. I know it's tight here. Just start freaking. People, get out your way. All right, go to the other direction. All right, y'all, we're gonna alternate hands going over our heads, and it's gonna look just like this.
Oh, yeah.
All right, both hands together. All right, we're gonna go both arms out to the side. We're going little T circles. Warm up those shoulders. All right, switch it up, going backwards. We're gonna shake it out for a little bit longer before we send you out of that course. We're widening up our feet, hips facing forward, shins facing forward. We're gonna wring out our spines like dirty, dirty dish rags. Bend over the waist like a big old gorilla. All right, come up out of there. Keeping our feet nice and wide. I'm gonna let you all in on a little secret. The most important part to any athletic activity, if you don't know already, it starts right here, right? This is what's gonna make you successful. It's not the training, it's not the paleo eating, it's not everything else you do, it's double hips, and I know it, you know it's magic. Switch direction. All right, change it up in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna go hands in the air. All right, Mutter Nation, y'all know what to do. Let's warm up our fingers. Now, most of the time, the normal mutters aren't ready because I tell them this does absolutely nothing. But this does something. We're creating a little bit of magic right here, up in here. Y'all feel it? Put a smile on your face, Mutter Nation. We're going to get uncomfortable. It's going to get nasty. But we're going to do this together. Bring it down, shake them out a little bit. Now, with those feet nice and wide, I got a tip for y'all. Y'all have ever heard of a man named Wim Hof, right? He's an Iceman. He does a lot of cold stuff out there. You guys are going to be going in and out of the cold all the time, right? One thing I see a lot is a lot of jumping jacks and freaking out, right? When you go into the cold, all your blood goes into your core. You start jumping jacking around, it's going to actually cool down your arm blood and bring it into your core and shiver you out. So you're going to want to slow it down when you come out of that water. Wim Hof does this weird thing. It looks like a horse stance. And he does this. And he focuses on his breathing after the water. So if you all want to try a horse stance right now, everyone wind up your feet a little bit. And you're just going to press to the side. And then the other side. And if you focus on your breathing, and you take the energy and the warmth up your spine all the way to your brain, I tell you, it might work. I'm not saying it guarantees it's going to work, because it's going to be challenging out there. This is just another tip to help you out. All right, so shake that out a little bit. How we feeling, Mutter Nation? All right, now a good friend of mine tells me to prepare the mind and body for physical activity. So I'm going to get your heart rates elevated ever so slightly before we send you out. Let's jog in place. We're just going to elevate those heart rates. High knees. Booty whackers.
I was just talking
Little
about
bounces,
him.
little bounces. One more for Achilles, little bounces, little bounces, little bounces.
Kevin Thompson. Oh, nice. Yeah. Amelia, how's it going?
Mutter Nation, we're 20 seconds out. We are 20 seconds out. Keep at it. How you feeling, Mutter Nation? Mutter Nation, put your hands in the air. We're going to count it down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm talking live stream. I'm talking podcast. I'm talking all of this. Magnificent, magnificent event. You don't have to take as far of a run. Just sprint it out and jump it. Go, 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 go. Yeah! He soloed it, that whole one, too. Come on, keep going with it. Sprint, 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 go! Go, 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 go! Go, come on! You got it! You got it! Don't give up! Yes! Yay! Come on! Scoochie, scoochie! One leg. They're getting you, buddy. Making it happen. Yes! All right! This is what it sounds like to do Everest. All right, name where you're from and your title.
Gary B. from New Orleans, and I'm the Global Director of Consumer Insights and Analytics for Spartan.
That's a mouthful, my dude.
It is. It's a big business card. They had to make a special one.
I love it. And what are you out here doing?
Running laps. So just finished with my 5th. I'm going to take a little break now, but super fun, runnable course. This weather's been beautiful. At least a little bit warm, but I mean, right now that the sun's gone down, this is gorgeous running weather. So I think you're going to see a lot of 100-milers out there for sure, and a lot of other people hitting their personal goals.
What did you think about the obstacles that were on the course today?
I was surprised with some of them. Swinging tips wasn't actually swinging or rotating, so that felt a little bit easier than I had hoped for. Spunky Monkey, the rope wasn't too bad. A little bit of a big stretch up, but I got long arms, so that was nice and fun, even though I slipped on the last bar. And yeah, even though there was a bunch of crawling, it hasn't been as bad in other years. I think it was a little bit more of a fair course. You're definitely not just slogging through crawls all night long. So I think a lot of people are going to appreciate this course.
One of the worst penalties I saw out there was for the grappler. Did you fail the grappler at all yet?
I did not, actually. Yeah. The first one, I tried that overhand lob and hit the guy next to me. It was horrible. And then I realized I could just do a little underhand toss and nailed it right away. So, it was super simple, I think, once you realize the technique.
The penalty went so far, we drove to get to the end of it.
I saw it from the peak where people had to go, so I was really happy I figured it out because, that looked miserable.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts about the community and enjoying your time out there so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, from the elites that are passing you 2-3 times, they're cheering you on. Obviously, we just talked about the adaptive athlete with one arm getting up Everest, making it looking pretty easy. And, the community cheering him on and, again, cheering everyone on as you come through. So out of all the events, this is obviously, I think, the biggest community-driven one, and I love every year for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, good seeing you, and go get some food.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
How you guys doing? Hanging in there. All right. I don't know about you, but I think that water's not warm. It's not warm water there.
No, put your feet right next to each other.
Try and put your left foot to your right knee. Imagine that. Yep. There you go, press. Perfect. All right.
Sandy, is there a penalty for here, or is
No,
it
this
must
is a
complete?
must complete.
It is a must complete. Okay.
Yep.
We got someone stuck in lane 3. having a tough time. Yeah. There we go. Nice job.
That's fine. Let's go, Fire. That's all right. Just close your eyes and ignore that part.
Oh my God. 995. Get your feet on opposite sides and climb.
Good to see you, man.
All right, dude, it's been so long.
So.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's start off naming where you're from.
Okay. So my name's the Punisher. I'm from Australia.
Yeah. And man, how did we first meet?
We met back in 2017.
That's right.
In Viva Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
At this same event.
So cool. You needed a ride or something, right? And then we just kind of hung out after that.
Absolutely. It's one of those amazing things which happens in Tough Mudder. You meet a person for 5 minutes and then you're mates for life.
Yeah. It's funny, 2017 was like the last year that I had like the team that you were part of, and then that's when I started the show. Yeah. And now I'm like interviewing the CEOs and stuff. Dude, it is so good to see. How have you been?
Mate, it's been a crazy couple of years.
Okay.
For everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is my 5th World's Toughest Mudder.
Okay.
And I'm going for 50-mile bib at number 3.
All right, man. What do you think about the course so far?
It's cooled down a lot from what it was earlier. It's very different to Atmore last year. Sort of, it's very open, not much cover from the wind.
Yeah.
But the obstacles, a lot of water, a lot of cold water.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good so far, man.
Yeah. And what do you think of? Oh, let's make this jump over the. No. Eat shit here.
Oh, it's even more impressive you doing it while still holding your microphone, mate.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you think about the penalties for the obstacles and everything?
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
They're
long. It says going back to like 2017 difficulty.
Yes. Those of us who were around back then will remember the extra mile penalty for Spunky Monkey if you stuff that up.
Yeah.
Followed by Arctic Enema at the end.
Right.
But now the penalties are kind of fun. They're different.
Yep.
Haven't seen all of them yet. But obviously, as the night wears on, I'm sure I'll get a go.
Yeah, you're doing great. And so I missed. I've gone to all the same World's Toughest Mudders as you, except I missed last year because I got married.
Yeah.
I got married.
Congratulations, mate.
How's that? So many things I want to ask you now. I don't know. How's pacing going so far?
Good. I'm ahead of where I should be.
Good.
I'm about 3 hours ahead of where I was supposed to be.
Wow.
That's encouraging.
Good.
I'm going to finish this lap, have some noodles and a cup of tea,
Okay.
and then it's wetsuit on and away we go.
Awesome. I gotta get back to my media group. It was so good seeing you, man. I'm gonna get a quick
And you,
hug.
buddy, I'll add you on Facebook again.
Yeah. Oh, good to see you, buddy. Keep in touch. See ya. Oh, I use this headlamp to get all the way over here. Now I cannot see to get back. I'm far away.
I still might by the time this race is over, but maybe in the morning. Except I'm bringing you butterbeer, so
There's
that's assuming I'm not here all night.
coffee grinder inside the HEB. There's a little the coffee shop, and they actually have a butterbeer flavored latte.
Oh, okay.
It's not quite as sweet.
Right, that sounds like
Thank
it'd be.
goodness.
Yeah.
But it was tasty.
Yeah.
I came back and he was confused because I asked Vince if he wanted coffee, and I meant to the house, and he was just like,
And like, yeah, if you can get me a large, she's like, well, that's not what I meant, but okay.
Right.
It's like lost in lost in translation.
Right.
and he was like, is everything okay?
But she brought me a coffee
I'm like,
anyway,
it's
so-
fantastic. He goes, do you want another one? I was like,
Not for me,
unless
but
you want me bouncing through walls.
and none of my friends want me to have another one. So.
Definitely need food.
So assuming I actually leave now, because right now I'm feeling pretty good, so we'll see.
So you guys want to do a quick interview while I'm here? Talk about the hitting experience, World's Toughest Mudder?
Hey, you interviewed me in like Las Vegas. You can interview short round here.
I've had her.
I don't think
But you love me, so.
To the face, that leg went high. All right.
I used to kickbox,
Oh, me too.
and then I kept breaking myself.
Heather! Okay. Hey! All right, name and where you're from.
Nikki from Nashua.
Awesome. And how is your experience at World's Toughest Mudder 2023?
So far, I love
the weather.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous compared to the last 5 years.
It didn't burn my face, though. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, I have a bad farmer's tan on the right arm.
I usually don't get sunburned, but I'm also usually not in Texas, so things happen.
Yeah, Texas is definitely different from the New England area, but hey, bigger in Texas. Is that how it is?
Yeah, the sunburn is much bigger on my face
I
now.
agree.
Who are you pitting for?
For Steve Russell.
And how's it going so far?
So far, so good. He is adoring the weather. He's out on his 5th lap, and he's hoping for 50 for 50.
Okay, that's pretty excellent.
Yeah.
And who else are you hanging out with who didn't want to come on the podcast?
Oh, that would be Rhee.
Yeah.
And he's here supporting his wife, Sandy Rhee, at Augustas Gloop.
Yeah, some of the best people. And what do you think about this course out here, from what you've seen?
I like that it's not the muddiest thing in the world.
Right.
I like that it's rather flat, and it's not too dusty.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
So I can wear shorts and sneakers and not hate my life.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And have you ever done World's Toughest Muddy yourself? I can't remember.
No.
Okay. Would you ever?
Absolutely not.
She says with a brilliant smile.
Yeah, no. I have done overnight races before. I've done 24 hours of Shale Hell.
Oh, wow, way back. Yeah.
Yeah, way back in the OG days. Yeah. And I've done Anchor Down Ultra.
Oh, yeah, I've heard good things about that.
It's an amazing race. I can't say enough of it, as long as you can handle the humidity. Okay. Because there's nothing like Rhode Island in the middle of August on the coast.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it's hot. So it's not that I'm opposed to doing overnight races. I just don't have an interest in jumping in and out of water over and over and over and over and over.
There's a lot of that. There's definitely a lot of that.
Yeah, there's just too much for me.
What other events have you gone to this year? You've been up to?
Good question.
Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a pretty quiet year. So I had hip surgery last summer.
Okay, probably we did talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty badly tore my labrum because I'm special. So it's been mostly a slow recovery year. So I think I've done the Poconos. I did Pittsburgh, but I didn't do it overnight. Okay. Because we just discussed I don't do overnight races that involve water. And then other than Anchor Down, I haven't really done too much. It's been a more quiet year for me.
It's been the same for me too. Other than media, I haven't really been doing much. And it's okay. That's okay to have years like that, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've been supporting Steve, and since he got a new job earlier this year, so we haven't traveled. Like last year, I think we traveled to over 20 races.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we hit its 50 in Chicago. So this year, we didn't go to Chicago because we got a puppy. So we have a golden retriever puppy. He is 5 months old.
Gonna love to hear that. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cute. You can't even. You should. If you're ever in Nashua, you can come meet my golden puppy who loves everybody.
My wife is as close as a human can get to a golden retriever, so.
I love her already, and I have met her many times.
And any plans for next year?
Well, Steve decided that he's thinking he's going to take a break from OCR, surprisingly, and so he signed up for the Berlin Marathon.
Oh, cool!
He's in the lottery.
Big Six.
It's
how many are there?
The Big Six. Yes, it's the Big Six. Yeah. So he finds out December 6th.
Okay.
If he gets in or not. So we might be going to Berlin. We're going to the Azores. And then depending on how my hip's doing, because I end up DNFing ADU, unfortunately. I took a bad trip in the 3rd lap and I didn't want to injure myself again. Yeah. Because hips are bad. I don't recommend.
Yeah.
So I might try for another ultra or two. Okay. But we'll see how I'm feeling at the turn of the year.
Well, great seeing you as always, and I'll see much more of you tonight.
Oh, I'll be here all night.
Perfect.
I'm Sandy Rhee, and I'm from New Hampshire.
And you got the obstacle that you were wanted, right?
I did. I got Augustas Gloop, where I figured people were going to want a smile and a happy face.
How's it been going so far?
Other than the craziness when it first opened, and about 40 people were here all at once, it's been good.
Yeah. And what's the advice that you've been giving to people?
The advice is keep 2 open squares in between your feet. Keep your hands at ear level, not above your head. When you are ready to step up, push out slightly with your hand, because that way you're controlling the net rather than the net going wherever it wants to go. And then it's just push, step, hand up 1. Then opposite hand, push, step, up.
Like a spider
and repeat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And any jokes to share with the class?
Let's see, a kind of a clean. Okay, how many knees does a man have?
How many?
3. Right knee, left knee, and weenie.
I love it. Awesome. Great seeing you, Sandy.
Good to see you too.
Perfect.
Just grass.
Yeah. Just
Long bladed. Whew. That worked. Balls. What? I'm trying to order this pizza.
Still?
Good one.
They open at 9, right?
Yeah, that one's fun just to get the people going. Fuck!
Yeah. I'm going to be standing there with my microphone.
Everyone's done that one. They're just like,
So they go up. I still don't get that obstacle, how it works.
So you
Because I saw a box and a couple holes.
Have you played Operation?
Yeah, it's very similar to the game Operation.
Oh shit, I mean.
The hook on the end, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And on the back wall, so there's the hole, and then about 5 feet back, there's another wall with a hook and rings on it, a ring on it.
Uh-huh.
They have to reach through with the rod, hook the ring, right, on the rod, and then pull it out.
Okay.
The problem is, the inside of the hole is electrified.
Yeah.
So if you tap, you get zapped.
Okay.
And then they drop the shit and they freak out. And,
You're standing in water.
And you're standing in water.
So that box is just covered right now. Oh, it's gonna be open.
Yep. Yeah.
Because all I saw was a box. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. It's a
hole. I hate that option.
But there's strategy to it. But when you get shocked, it feels like someone's punching you.
Surprised they just have those blanks.
Yes.
Around it. Oh, that's why.
Yeah. You're gonna go like do it.
I'm gonna charge. I forgot, what's my job here today? All right.
No, it's fine.
Name and where you're from.
My name's Cassie Hellyer, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
And what number World's Toughest Mudder is this for you?
This is number 11.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's super
one
cool.
of the OGs. Yeah.
So how does it feel to be in Texas for the event this year?
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Texas is, it's Texas. It's big and welcoming and southern.
It's cacti.
There's well, I'm from Phoenix, so we also have cacti, okay?
Gotcha. So what have been some of your favorite World's Toughest Mudders and stuff over the years? What are some big memories there?
Definitely 2015 World's Toughest Mudder, the year of the sandstorm. Yeah, that one was, I think, so many people's favorite. Just being caught up in that and seeing everybody push through and how TMHQ just made shit happen. Yeah. King of Swingers literally crumbled in the wind, and they had it back up and running 2 hours later, and it was amazing.
I've heard people say that they were there that year, and every year since, even though if it's not in a place that has sandstorms, they bring goggles even still.
None of us had goggles that year, and we've never come to an event since without goggles. Yeah, just in case, because you never know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Which years have you run?
2013, 14, 15, 16, I dropped.
Okay.
And then I've pit from the rest there.
What have been some of your big mileage achievements and stuff?
Not much really. I just have always gone out. So 25 miles has kind of always just been my goal, and I'm here to just see my people more than anything. I'm not an athlete by any means.
Totally fair. Totally fair. And how did you first find the Tough Mudder community?
I found the Tough Mudder community because I had just went into remission from cancer and was trying to kind of move my body a little bit more, and started hearing about this race. That was a challenge, and got some friends together. My friend Mike, who still lives in Phoenix with me, he ran my very first one with me, and we were hooked right away. Yeah.
How long did it take you to find out about World's Toughest Mudder, the Super Bowl event?
Yeah, it was the next year.
Okay.
It was the next year in New Jersey, English Town, where it was just hell frozen over. Yeah. It was terrible.
So who are you pitting for this year?
This year I'm pitting for Trevor Cichosz, who's doing awesome. Yes. He's on a voyage for 1,000 lifetime miles, which we're hoping he'll accomplish next year. Yeah. Team Four Eyes. Okay. This is their 11th group. World's Toughest Mudder, and I believe it's Joe's and Casey's 12th World's Toughest Mudder, and then Ann Clifford, she's just a rock star, just out there rocking it. Yeah, so they're my superstars.
What advice would you give to someone that hasn't done World's Toughest Mudder before, that was somewhat interested in that?
Oh man, that's really hard. It's really heart. It's a lot of heart.
Yeah.
You can train as much as you want, and the moment it gets cold, or the moment it's 2 a.m. in the morning and you want to quit, you need to learn how to dig deep. Right. So practice that. Practice challenging yourself and doing hard things and facing fears before you get here. Because if you haven't done it, it'll get you. Yeah.
And an event in itself, an endurance event in itself, is pit crewing. What's some advice you'd give to some pit crew?
Stay joyful. Pit crewing, sometimes I feel like pit crewing is even more difficult than the race.
You don't get to move around.
You're not moving around, you're cold, you're alone, and then you're having to be on the spot for your athletes so that you don't fail them at the same time. So just keep the joy, keep their mission in mind, and make sure you're setting the same goals as them so that you're there for them the whole time.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
I can't.
Oh, I'm gonna take a pull of the face.
I'm giving this to
There she is. Thank you. Nice job. All right, we are here at Operation. We get some good audio from people here.
Thank you.
Ow! Shit! Fucker. Fuck that. I got it.
Yeah, dude, that shit hurt. That close, dude.
I see a lot of rings. I'm thinking I'm gonna go. No, I better go left. But you're right. It's not a great hole, is it?
That's what she said.
Yeah. So, no, I don't. I'm not sure I trust it. Think you can do that high? You going high?
So I'm gonna have to go high.
Oh, I felt that. Alright, here we go. So then we switch to
Nice
this.
job.
We both have to get rings, so I bet.
Oh, I felt that so deep in my legs.
We touched them.
Are we headed to penalty?
All right, now I can.
Operation.
Oh, Jesus!
A loud one.
Oh my God! All right, you're gonna have to dip your. You're gonna have to dip your end lower, and now twist it slightly to your right. Yes, stop. So my mistake was that I did not. All right. Ah! I didn't give you good direction. Oh, I didn't give it. I now have it on. And now slide it back. Try it. While I try not to zap us all again. I'm just hoping this is quicker than the penalty.
I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, I don't know what the penalty is. It's more distance. Okay, slowly.
Nice job, gentlemen. Nice job.
All right, so now we switch positions,
Okay.
and you have to get a ring. And then you'll have to instruct me on whether you want me to dip my end higher or lower. And there's a lower ring. There's a lower one over there if you want to do a different hole.
Heather, you doing it again? All right.
We have to, right? Yes. It's because each individual person has to get it.
You good, Heather?
Yeah, it's been real bad post-nasal trip.
That's fun. No, I guess you just use the pole this year.
Ah! Whoop, whoop. Don't do that.
Alright.
You got
Deep
it.
breath, you got it. You're right on it.
Oh! Woo!
Heard that? That was a loud
There you
one.
go. There you go. You got it, girl. You got it.
We are through this thing. Oh, that's my ring. I don't know if they're really
Oh, dude.
We hand our ring to a volunteer. It's really hard to find one that'll ring for you.
Breathe, girl. Breathe. You got it.
Close.
Watch your back leg.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Good audio here. Damn sure.
Woo, way to go, Heather.
It's if you don't get the ring. You get shocked, you can continue.
Oh, okay.
Serena, I'm from Minnesota.
Awesome. And how long are you volunteering for today?
I am doing 3 shifts. I start at 7 a.m. Saturday. I am done at 3 p.m. on Sunday.
What made you want to come out here and support the people in this way?
My son is out on the course.
Oh, cool.
And it's an awesome thing to do, and someday I'm going to be out in the course.
I love to hear it. But so what obstacles have you been at so far?
I started the first part of my shift as a pit official, so this is the only obstacle I've been at. But my favorite is Mud Mile and Kiss the Mud.
Yeah? That's a good one for sure. And are you enjoying your time here at watching people get shocked?
I'm having a blast.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being out here.
You betcha. Thanks for interviewing.
Jason Harper, Houston, Texas.
And what are you doing out here for World's Toughest Mudder?
Actually, I'm just out here volunteering, cheering everybody on, making sure everybody's taking the course seriously and not cheating.
Absolutely. What made you want to come out and volunteer? What motivated you?
Actually, it was boring. So I got out the house and, hey, this came on my phone and I just volunteered.
Have you ever done a Tough Mudder before? Or
No, sir, but it seems like it would be something I would enjoy.
So this is like kind of like the Super Bowl of Tough Mudder. This happens once a year. This is like the big 24-hour like grand event.
Oh my God. I mean, now I'm having second thoughts. So, but yeah, it seems awesome, man. These people are really working hard out here and it's going great for most of them.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like everyday people, and then there's elites that are competing for like thousands of dollars at the top line. It's a really cool, fun event.
That's awesome. That's truly awesome. Seriously.
So do you know the name of the obstacle that you're at here?
Dingleberry.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's a fun one for sure. And do you happen to know what the penalty is for this? I don't know yet.
I think they have to like fill a bucket and like make a run or something like that and come back and make sure the bucket's still filled, and I mean, it seems intense, so good luck.
So how long does your shift go until?
5 in the morning.
Okay, awesome, dude. Thank you so much for being out here. We really appreciate it.
Not a problem, anytime. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, keep up the great work, and have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too. Have a good one.
I'm losing you, man. I'm not sure what you're referencing now.
Yeah, you can grab it real fast.
In my head, that was a joke. You were making a joke.
I'm not making a joke, guy.
Oh. Well, American 5 pounds. 0.5 is your variance.
What if you're over? You got to do it again.
Yep.
What's the name of this penalty again?
Well, what's the? This one is.
Well, that's
called-
dingleberries, but the penalty way too much. Okay, thank you.
Do you have a knife or anything?
So you fill the bucket. What do you think is 5 pounds?
You have to do it again.
Yeah.
If it's over, you have to do it again.
Yeah.
That was within a certain amount of pounds.
Sorry?
That was within a certain amount of weight.
Yeah, well, I'm about to find out if this does decimals or not. But you'll have an idea once you get back and do what you have, run it like you have had to regardless.
3 seconds control.
Yeah, definitely tough for the international athletes.
You cover for it?
Control. Get back to home.
What's the poundage?
5 pounds.
5 pounds. It's right here.
Whoop. Weigh it. If you miss the weight, do it again.
Do it again.
5 pounds.
5 pounds. It's a 1 gallon bucket? That's a 2 gallon. Oh, it does? Yeah. Okay, it does do. Oh, that's point? Oh, it's in kg.
Oh. Get better, so.
5 pounds.
What do I have to do?
Put dirt in a bucket. What do you think to be 5 pounds? Go there, and you need to be within a certain amount of weight. Unless if you mess up, you have to do it again.
Can we weigh it before or after?
You have to go over there and weigh it, and come back.
If you're under the variance of 0.5, you got to do it again. You got to go 5 pounds.
So like that's a close to 1 pound variance? Can you be over? Over or under within 0.5.
Half pound. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's
Fill that bitch up and go for it.
see the 0.5 on there like that, you're good. That's 5. That's like equivalent.
So more than 4.5, less than 5.5.
Going for 1 pound?
5 pounds.
5 pounds over under
0.5.
5 works?
Yep.
Okay. Is that 5 pounds right there, or that's just...
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Do we measure after or before?
After. Okay. So, these are the rules. One second.
How much is that
They're
one weigh?
asking a question over here. If they call in, can they take it over? Yeah.
Yeah, they can retry.
They can retry. Okay.
Stand by. Okay, so here's the deal. They fill these buckets up. They're shooting for 5 areas. Once they finish the loop,
penalty is 5 pounds.
You see how this is 3.8 right here?
Plus or minus 0.5.
They gotta be within 0.5 or 5 pounds. If they're over...
So, were that 3, we need to say 0.5?
No, it needs to say 5.
Okay. So, were the,
All right,
were the
I'll
3?
call you soon.
I'll call you
This whole
soon
total
if
thing
this is
weight
an
right now
urgent.
is 3.8 pounds.
Okay.
So this whole thing right here
All
needs
right,
to
thank
weigh
you.
5 right here.
So,
5.0.
okay, 5 on that side?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's 5.5, cool, you're good.
So get a bucket, put what you expect to be 5 pounds in there, and you got to be within a half pound.
Half pound.
Yep.
5.5.
5.5 to 4.5. If you're within that range, then you're good. If not, you got to do it again.
Believe so.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Watching this until it starts.
So put what you expect to be 5 pounds of dirt in the bucket.
Okay.
And then you need to be within a half a pound.
When you get back from the walk. Or you go again. God, that sucks.
Or it gets the hose again.
Or it gets the hose again. Oh, we have like a digital
I
scale?
texted the group. Apparently you can retry dingleberries. Which is
Yeah, that's what I had him ask. Come on, I believe in you. That's 5.7. You got to do it again.
0.7?
So you're 0.2 over of the variance.
So you want to dump.
You gotta
So I
get
got to come in
5
with a half pound?
Yes.
Yep.
So it's
5.5 is
working.
the most, 4.5 is the
That's you right there.
There.
You're way
Depends. So yeah, I'm not in line or anything.
Oh.
So put what you expect to be 5 pounds in the bucket, and then you have to be within a half a pound. So half a pound over, half a pound under.
Shit.
Yeah.
5 pounds.
5 pounds is the weight that you're aiming for, but you won't know until you finish your lap.
Yep. Go. They can only.
That's gonna be a tough to explain to everybody.
Yeah, make sure you got to find a flat ground too. It's tough to. 4.5 to 5.5.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying for like the volunteer, like, so like, what's the thing? What's the thing?
This one seems to be pretty good right there in that area, so I'm just gonna let that sit. That one weighs
Good luck, guys.
within 5. So you want to shoot for 5.5.
You want 5 pounds of dirt
anywhere
within a half
here.
pound variance.
You weigh it when you get back, and if you're not within a half pound, you have to do it again.
Okay.
Either or.
There you go, right there.
Okay.
Man, that obstacle's so taxing.
Survey says.
Oh, so is it like teared to 5? 6.3. So you're over. You got to do it again.
I thought the briefing said 1 to 2 pounds. Like
5.5 to 4.5 is the variance. You're shooting for 5 exactly. It's going to be within that range. 4.5.
Reason?
So it needs to be at 4.5
to 5.5.
What does that say?
It's a tricky one.
You're good. Did you go over? If you see the scale kind of go off, so you got to do it.
This is not a good.
Oh God, he was 1/10 off.
So.
Oh, sorry. Good.
What you guess what 5 pounds is?
5 pounds.
And you have to be within a half a pound.
4, yeah.
See, that's one way of looking at it. Like, okay, cool. I know what you gotta do.
Dude, I feel so bad for this one too.
You can't go over?
She's gonna get
No.
You got to do it again if you go
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So much.
Also, they've never heard of they've never done a chocolate water.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Kyle, and I'm originally from Seattle.
What made you want to volunteer today?
Honestly, it was just like I thought it was just like a random gig. I'm just right now I'm just looking at working at a random gig. So, but I saw this and it was very interesting because I've never worked at something like this. You know, like a muddy obstacle course.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just interesting to volunteer for.
Cool. Yeah. So Tough Mudders are usually like 10-mile obstacle course races. This is like the Super Bowl event, in case you haven't noticed. 24 hours and everything. How are you enjoying your time so far?
Right now, though, I'm just having a great time. I'm seeing a lot of people just, just give out their heart into trying to do these obstacle courses.
Yeah, hell yeah. And so what is the penalty here? What are you having people do?
So right now, the penalty, if they don't do the course, right now they just they grab one plate, and then they put a water balloon on top, and then with one hand, all they need to do is just go through the trail, pretty much. It just loops back around.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fun little Have there been a lot of people doing the penalty, or are most people getting through the obstacles?
I think it's kind of iffy. There is some, I think it's just like in little patches. There's some people that just clear it instantly. They just go right ahead. But there are some people that just come in and then, they just a lot of groups coming in doing the penalty as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long's your shift?
I think until 5.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being out here. Do you think you'd ever do like a Tough Mudder? Maybe not a world's toughest Mudder, like a 24-hour, but just like a regular 10-mile one?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It looks fun, so I do want to try myself on it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being out here, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. That was great. Nice job. Lots of people getting through barrel-chested.
John Panting, Itasca, Texas.
What made you want to volunteer tonight?
This looks like a great event to be a part of.
Yeah. Have you ever done a regular Tough Mudder or anything before? Or?
This is my first experience.
Awesome. How are you enjoying yourself?
It's amazing. Very inspirational to see the athletes out hustling.
Yeah. So basically, a Tough Mudder is like just a 10-mile course. This is like the Super Bowl event they have once a year, 24 hours. Do you think you'd ever try something like this?
I would consider it, but it takes definitely some effort to build up to.
Yeah, definitely. And how long is your shift?
I'll be here, I think, 12 hours.
That's awesome, man. We really appreciate that. And explain your obstacle that you're dealing with today.
The obstacle's name is the Melting Point. It is cold water with a tunnel in between it. You get in one side, climb up the tunnel, and fall down the other side.
And how has it been people watching here?
It's very inspirational.
Yeah. It doesn't have a penalty or anything, right? Like it's something that people have to do?
This is a required obstacle, yes. They must complete it.
Awesome. And I just want to say thanks for taking the time to come out here.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Jeremy D. Drenette, Long Beach, California.
And what made you want to come out and volunteer tonight?
Just want to have some fun, try to motivate people.
Yeah.
That's all.
Awesome. Have you ever done like a Tough Mudder event yourself or anything yet?
I've done plenty of them.
Yeah?
I've plenty of them. Retired 15 years, so yeah.
Yeah, I should have known by the hat there. And just how does it feel to be out here in the course cheering people on?
That I'm retired, I mean, we had to like really make people motivate themselves and have fun, even though it's hard, so just nice and it's fun. I mean.
And how long is your shift? How long are you out here for?
As long as they need me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. And just explain what the obstacle is for people.
Okay, simple. This one is just you have to make it short and simple. You got to get through one end of the tunnel. It's going to switch, and you're going to have to crawl back out. You're going to get wet and tired, so...
And how fun is it just to watch the people come out of the
It's fun. They come in dry, thinking it just makes my day. Yeah, to ruin theirs.
And what is it that you love most about the Tough Mudder community?
I mean, it's just feels like home. Like I said, been retired from the Army for a long time, so I've been through plenty of these. Yeah. A little bit, under different circumstances, but
fair.
It's fun for me.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to come out here, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, so my name is Scott, however, a.k.a. Immordl.
All right.
So this is the healthiest coffee on the planet. So it's a superfood coffee. It is not a caffeine alternative. It actually has high elevation Arabica coffee.
Okay.
But what makes it super is all the superfoods. So we have maca, rhodiola, macuna. So it's adaptogenic herbs. It adapts to what your body needs.
In here?
Absolutely. No, here. We're right here.
Okay.
And then all we do is we just put a little something in the cup. Now that's going to be hot.
Nice.
So here you go. We're going to put the creamer in there as well.
That's the almond stuff?
That's the almond.
Nice.
There you go. So we actually spent 2 years blending this to make it the healthiest coffee on the planet.
Awesome. How long have you been working on this?
Well, since 2017. Yeah.
How's it been received so far? I'm sure people are loving the caffeine right now.
Oh, they are loving it. This is just, it's a nice little, how do I say this? It fuels you from the inside. So it's got adaptogenic herbs, which is kind of adapts to what your body needs. And so when they're running around the track like this, they need a little bit more, and it'll give you that, right? So if they just come in and they've been having, let's say every lap, because it's 5 miles around, they'll have one little shot each lap, and it fuels them. They're like looking forward to it.
Nice. What brought you out to World Toughest Mudder this year?
Well, the coach.
Yeah.
So the coach's corner, man. Kyle's he's the man. He's a legend out here. And we've been working with Kyle for a little while. And David Paul came out to join him, another dear friend of mine. So hey, man, you mix Tough Mudder with the best DJs. I'm telling you, can't go wrong.
It's a good place to be. Are you enjoying yourself so far?
I am. I mean, it's kind of like we're in a 24-hour with them.
Yeah.
Right? So we're out here dancing them, supporting, everything we can, and obviously elevating them to the Immordl.
I was going to say that. So, coach is going to be out there all 24 hours or 25 and a half hours. Are you going to be the same?
We are out here. I am here every moment, every minute.
Where can people find out more about Immordl?
Immordl.com. So it's IMMORDL. It's like you phonetically say it, right? I am Immordl. And so are you.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out here, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
HQ could go fuck themselves. They've made it even worse for the penalty.
Yes. They were saying it was getting too easy. So they're going back to 2017, the way it used to be.
Them as well. Sorry for interrupting.
All good. We'll start with your name and where you're from.
Okay, Mallory, and I'm from Plano, Texas.
Okay. And what brought you out to volunteer tonight?
I don't even know. It seems like it would have been something fun to do. I don't even know. That's it. It just seemed like it would be something fun. I wanted to come see what it was about.
I like that. Have you ever run a Tough Mudder or anything before? Or?
Not a Tough Mudder.
Okay.
Half marathon. That's it.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Kidding me? That's awesome.
Time ago.
Nothing wrong with that. So Tough Mudder is typically like a 10-mile course. This is like the Super Bowl event. This is like the 24-hour event. How are you enjoying yourself tonight?
It's fun. Everyone out here is really nice.
Yeah. What's the penalty that you're overseeing here?
They're just doing a half-mile loop here for the, what am I in, the Spunky Monkey, I think?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're just walking or running a half-mile loop.
Gotcha. And it's funny, I was here earlier. There were burlap bags before. Did they all break already?
I think they broke. Yeah, they broke. Yeah.
And how long is your shift? How long have you been out here?
I got here at 8. I'll be here till 5 a.m.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you just decided, there's been a few of you that have never done a Tough Mudder, and you're like, hey, I want to check out this thing.
Yeah. So
you enjoying yourself?
I am.
Yeah.
I wish that I would have maybe brought more clothing, but I'm okay though.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure for Texas this is cold.
This is kind of cold.
I'm from the Northeast, so this is nice.
Okay. Yeah, and it was warmer today, and it's got cold. So yeah, but I'm good.
I burned my damn face.
Yeah.
It's like Texas heat now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thanks for taking the time to come out here and keep doing you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
My name is Antonio, and I'm from Oklahoma.
Awesome. And what made you want to come out and volunteer?
I saw that y'all posted this. It seemed fun. I looked it up on YouTube, just Tough Mudder, the experience and everything.
Yeah.
It looked pretty crazy, so I wanted to come out and see for myself just how fun it is.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming out here. And Tough Mudder is usually only 10 miles. This is obviously a 24-hour race. This is the Super Bowl event of the year. They only do this once a year. It moves location.
Nice.
How are you enjoying your time so far?
I'm really having fun, to be honest. The spirit and the energy out here is great. It's fun, yeah.
Awesome.
I recommend it to anybody and everybody, to be honest.
And how long is your shift? How long have you been out here?
I've been out here, started at 8 and I'm leaving at 5.
Okay.
So I get a little 8-hour shift, through the night, overnight shift.
Yeah.
Should be fun, right?
And you got an awesome obstacle here. What do you think about the teamwork and the camaraderie on the course?
The teamwork is really beautiful because lifting up, look at everybody just coming it's beautiful. It's very beautiful.
Something pretty cool too, I don't know if you know this, but the people up there paid full price for the race.
Shut up, really?
They just decided, hey, I'd rather help out people, and that's what they're doing. I know one of the guys up there, Francis, I can't see him now, but they pay full price to do the event, and just they help people. Same with Mudderhorn, that big ass cargo net over there.
I want to go see that. Yes, I want to go see that.
That's a cool one. So it's high up as it looks. I'm afraid of heights, so that's a tough one. But it starts off with a wall that people have trouble getting up. So people climb on each other's shoulders, and their shoulders are all messed up at the end of the night, but they want to help each other.
No, it's worth it.
It's just a cool community thing. So I'm glad you got to experience it.
Yes, sir.
So would you ever do a regular Tough Mudder, a 10-mile race?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If I can, come out and do it myself, I will. I really will.
I highly recommend you just get a group of friends, and then for World Toughest Mudder, there's a penalty for obstacles because there's thousands of dollars on the line.
Of course.
But for regular Tough Mudder, you fail an obstacle, You just laugh at your friend. That's all. It's like
Can't beat that. No, you really can't beat that. It's come
a
have
damn
fun.
good time. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being out here, man. We couldn't do this without you, and have a great rest of your night.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We can just go through. What's your name and where you're from?
Sherman, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
All right. How you enjoying your experience so far?
Upright, sober, accounted for, moving forward, not dying.
Do you have any goals for this year?
Not die.
Pretty good. Moving along. Yeah. Same for you. Name and where you're from.
Amanda, I'm out from Oceanside, California. This is my first Worlds. I normally pit for my husband, who is an elite and 3 out of 5 done 75. So, yeah. So now I'm proving a point. It's not that hard.
I love it. You want to do a quick interview
Sure,
too? All right.
sure.
Name where you're from.
I'm Mariah. I'm from Escondido, California.
Okay.
And this is my first Worlds. This is my first, actually, everything Holy Grail, all that nonsense.
Holy Grail.
Yeah, so just trying to get it done and win our silly pieces of metal that we paid so much money for.
Any goals or anything? Shooting for any mileage? Or?
Honestly, just finish.
Yeah?
Just finish.
Nothing wrong with
We
that?
had good intentions.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a skull with a tiara.
Yeah.
I'm taking home a fucking tiara.
The Holy Grail looks a lot better than when I got it. When I got it, it was cheap and fell apart pretty quickly. Now it's like metal and stuff.
Now we have a good looking chalice.
Yeah. How about you, man? Name and where you're from?
My name's Ryan. I'm from Oceanside, California as well. First Worlds. Enjoying it so far. A little cold though.
Yeah.
Hopefully to finish that Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Round out the year with that.
And then what are your thoughts on the community? Obviously, you guys have been around for a decent amount. You said
I've
you
been
did
around.
Infinity? Okay, yeah.
I've been around.
Yeah.
The community is great. It's why we keep coming back. I mean, it's grown. It's changed over the years. This is a very different experience going on course versus being in the pits. But God, if it wasn't for the Angels at Dublin, at Everest, at where are they at Matterhorn? I mean,
full price for the race.
Yeah.
Decided to help. I love that.
Exactly. And honestly, if it wasn't for the guys over at Dublin and Matterhorn, I don't know that I would have gotten through it all. So, I mean, aside from my Team Trudge here,
Team Trudge for life.
that's it.
Looking around, I'm starting to think that this is more than a quarter mile, and I think they lied to me. This is the first time I've walked this penalty with people.
Well, welcome to Team Trudge.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I do a lot of Spartans, so when somebody says, "Oh, mileage," yes, okay. Since now that Tough Mudder is branded under the blanket company that does Spartan, I think it's like House of Pain or something like that. Or no, I'm not kidding. This was discussed. No, it's like House of Harm, or I swear to God, it's an actual thing. It's their parent company, and it's got this, it's got the Death Race, it's got Decafit, and they're all under Joe DeSena's stuff.
I've been in the sport and as media for a long time. I don't think I've ever heard of House of Pain.
Well, I don't know. My buddy went to the Unbreakable thing that was a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah, that's
so. And the thing is, like, if first of all, things I have observed. One, volunteers will lie to your face and smile about it, which I'm okay with. Two, distances are never correct. Because you might get...
Especially in Spartan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody knows what a Spartan mile is.
Oh, yeah.
It's, and then there's 2 more obstacles, plus 30 burpees because we feel like it. Welcome to Spartan.
I remember Killington 2016. They said we have 3 miles to go for hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was out here two weeks ago, and I got my Ultra.
Nice.
And the Super Sprint after that, and might be paying for it now just a little bit, but I was just 15 miles away from here in the Twin Canyons, and it's, this is one of the pilgrimages that we make.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, you just like the attention and self-deprecation and
It's amnesia.
Yeah.
The amnesia kicks in after.
You forget all the horrible parts and you remember the excellent parts.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You remember the end.
Yes. I've interviewed quite a few volunteers too, and a lot of them have never done an obstacle course race before.
Wow.
And they're here working the overnight shift. And I'm like, what the? I mean, awesome. But I'm like,
No. Those are individuals that like to see human suffering.
Well, they didn't know what they were getting themselves into.
Done that. I've
Yeah.
absolutely. So was it? I want to say it was a few years ago when Toughest was still only 8 hours, right? It was the first year of Toughest.
Yeah.
Started at midnight, ended at 8 a.m. I volunteered all day before, all night for Toughest, and all day the next day. So I did the volunteer side of the Unholy Grail.
Yeah. And that should absolutely be recognized too.
Yeah.
That's why I've been enjoying going through the course, talking to all the volunteers, and just surprised by like, oh, you don't know what you got yourself into.
Yeah.
Like this is the Super Bowl event of Tough Mudder. This isn't a normal Tough Mudder.
See, here's the stupid thing.
Right? They
Here's
found it online.
Here's the stupid thing. I knew exactly what I was getting into.
Yep.
And when I signed up, I told my husband, I was like, look, I signed up, right? And he goes, cool, look, I signed up too. And I was like, that is a bad idea, sir. We should not be running together.
And as someone that's done pit crew before, because I've done that before too, it's an endurance event in itself too, right?
It is. Oh my God, pit crew. So especially being with an elite athlete, somebody who's running, 50, 75 or more, it is a science down to a T. I know his times. I know exactly what he needs. I can get him into a wetsuit in under a minute.
Oh yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah.
So,
My wife helped Javier Escobar get 100 miles 1 year.
Yes.
And I cried at the finish line. 1, because I got 55 miles, and 2, he did awesome.
60 seconds.
60 seconds.
All right,
Get ready.
60 seconds
60
in the
seconds,
ice.
Ice dunk.
Ready?
Go. Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
How's it
No.
feel?
It's real cold.
It's cold.
I don't imagine why.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you know what? If you look closely, there's a little bit of ice in there.
Yeah, this is almost the amount of ice that was in Arctic Enema in Seattle. Seattle had so much.
Yeah.
I can feel the ice at my fingertips.
Yes.
Oh boy.
That is insane. But if you don't move and you pretend like it's not cold, it might not be as cold.
Right.
It's nice and warm.
Yeah.
Once you lose feeling, it doesn't even matter anymore, right?
Right.
30 seconds in.
You guys are good.
30 seconds? That's a long 30 seconds.
So, just like it was a long
Yeah.
quarter mile.
Yeah.
Right?
And then 60 seconds of the ice dunk, and then
Yeah.
assembling Legos, which I'm excited. I haven't taken a good look at these
Okay.
yeah.
yet.
Okay.
I also
I
lost
haven't
the other
looked
half
at
of
it
my
yet.
beaker, too, so I'll have to find
Oh my gosh. What are we at now? 45?
You got this.
There's so much.
Nicely done.
eyeball. Oh, no, wait. Never mind. You got sucked.
Oh my God, it's cold. Okay.
Oh yeah. That's
It should
cold.
be almost done.
58, 59, 60. Go.
Nice job, ladies.
Woo!
Let's do some Legos.
Woo!
This is a day in the life, doing some Legos. So are they completely numb? Do they hurt? What's the sensation now?
They're a little tingly.
All right.
They're a little
Just
tingly.
make sure
I'm
that
moving.
once you get it together, you clear that it's together right with me, and then you'll be done, okay?
All right. Also helps when you have super awesome volunteers like her.
Let's see.
All right. Perfect.
Five steps, six steps. So, oh, cute! Look, he's a little robot. All right, so my son absolutely loves these Legos. Look at that. That one's already on there, so we're gonna do that.
All right. Here we go.
And we've got this guy. Wait, that's not.
You know,
Oh
this
yeah, I
is
see
what
it.
want
I
now,
see
like,
it. I see it. So we're gonna put this one on. 1, 2. 2 over. What did you get? You got a car? That's so cute. I like the robot. He's adorable.
I like his little yellow eyes.
All right, there you go. There's my little robot. He kind of looks like the robot from that Adult Swim show.
Oh yeah, Bender. I think.
Bender, yes, Bender.
That's
Bender.
That's not Adult Swim.
Yes, it totally is. What is that?
Okay.
Futurama.
Yes, that's it.
Futurama and Bender. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was great tagging along
Thank
with you guys.
so much
and,
for joining Team Judge on our penalty.
Hopefully you guys can find this episode. Hopefully I can post in the Facebook group.
Definitely.
But, definitely looking to get like a 3-parter.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
awesome. Keep trudging, guys. You guys are doing awesome.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I didn't mean to keep interrupting.
No, you're great. I was saying you're a great volunteer. We need more people like you kicking ass.
Tired is
volunteer.
what I mean. These
You're
guys
doing
came out
awesome.
and they're doing great too. So.
Yeah.
And because my feet hurt on a cargo net now, and I cried. Oh,
Yeah.
my feet are fucked.
Oh.
Do you want to sit down?
I'm gonna lay down on the ground
Okay.
and strip naked.
Okay. I'll help
I can help you with that.
I'll help you.
This is audio only, people.
Would you like to get that on a high?
This is all audio.
Wait, were you already recording?
I was.
Yes.
Yes. This is what it's like, people.
Yeah.
Welcome to World's Toughest Mudder.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Name and where you're from.
Kris Mendoza, Golden, Colorado.
And what was your goal into this? How you feeling now?
Yeah, so my goal was I just want to run 100 miles. So pretty lofty goal, but I've done it a few times. So kind of just wanted to go see if I can do it again. It's been a few years since I've been able to really run being healthy, whatever. But yeah, today it was just pretty warm. I think the heat caught up to me. I felt like I was drinking a ton of fluids the first few laps, and honestly, by on lap 5, I felt like my body was just shutting down. Like I was cramping everywhere, which has never happened before, especially this early in the race. Like I expect it, 50 miles in or something, but it was really bad. And then got really nauseous actually going up Matterhorn. I thought I was going to pass out.
That's a scary place to do it.
And that's when I was like, I don't think this is safe. So I basically got down, laid on the ground outside of Matterhorn, and then walked it in. And then, I laid down in the pit, hoping that it would just go away, and my body was just cramping for the next hour plus.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, yeah, this isn't going to happen today.
And that's okay, right?
Yeah, and so I was just like, I've had some health issues recently, so I'm like, it's worth to just kind of call it a day and, not bury myself and not kind of be happy with the day anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm just as happy to see you, so it doesn't matter to me as long as you're happy with what it is. But yeah, cramping seems to be the name of the game this year.
Yeah.
Just the heat, hydration, and like salt intake too. Like that's another thing that seems to be getting people off, especially with World's Toughest Mudder.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was taking a ton of salt. Maybe I was taking too much.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Right.
But yeah, I felt like I was, even from lap 3, I had like 2 bottles. And then I would even fill up 1 or 2 out there.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like taking in a lot of fluids because I was sweating a decent amount. But yeah, just nothing seemed to really help. So
the laps that you did get in, what did you think about the obstacles for this year?
The obstacles seem challenging. I think this year it looks like if you're failing stuff, the penalties look awful.
Yes.
And I didn't get to that. I didn't even get that far into the race. But yeah, it was just the penalties. It's going to make this course really hard if you're failing stuff.
Yeah. When I interviewed Kris, he was very vocal on trying to get back to the original Vegas years in terms of like difficulty of dealing with those penalties, like getting 50, 75, 100. Like it's really going to mean something this year.
Yeah.
But like no elevation too, so it could be a high mileage year too. Right.
I was thinking it would be, but honestly, even the first few laps, they seem to be slower than last year in Alabama.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it seemed a little bit slower, but I also think that it's not gonna be as muddy here.
Right.
The ground seemed pretty dry, so I think that can help, and it's not gonna be as cold. So
That's true too.
So yeah.
And then what are your thoughts on some of the athletes that, there's a lot of names that I don't recognize that are doing pretty well. It's only halfway through the event, but what do you think about the competition out there?
Yeah, it's looking pretty solid. I kind of, when I stopped my race, I started kind of just looking at the names, and it looks like Austin Azar is doing pretty well.
Love him, yeah.
So his aunt and uncle are out here, so I'm helping them out. I don't recognize the guy in first place.
No, I believe he's from Denmark.
He's from Denmark,
Michael
yeah.
I
don't know how to pronounce it.
Nope.
There's like an O with a line through it. I'm just like, I don't know. Leon, help us out.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know.
Go-to
Where is
Danish
Leon?
guy. Yeah. Where's Leon when you need him?
But yeah, and then Josh Fiore is doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
Josh was saying that this might be his last individual year, which who knows? He also said he was done with endurance racing, and here he is.
Yeah, totally. I think he's probably got a little chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Needs to get at the podium, and I know how that feels. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, regardless, it's great seeing you out here, and see you at the brunch and everything tomorrow, right?
Heck yeah, we'll be there.
Hi, I'm Bubbles the Clown from Parts Unknown. Also, Kevin Gregory from Cheshire, Connecticut, and Underdog Fitness.
Yeah, represent. Who are you pitting for?
I'm pitting for Tyson Moinora, Ant Coluccio, and John DZ. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
How they doing so far?
Two of them are on course. One's taking a little break. They've all reached the 40-mile mark, so they're on their way to have a decent day. They all get brown bibs.
What's some advice you'd give to other pit crew people? Like, what makes a good pit crew?
Better fucking study. You need to know what you need. You need to have a good relationship with your athlete and figure out what they need, and also figure out if your athlete's experienced, they're going to know more, but if they're not, then you need to take the lead on figuring out what they need a lot more than they're going to know.
Yeah.
And you're their brain when they're racing, so they don't get to tell you what they need. You get to tell them what they have to have.
Absolutely. I tell them, like, you're no longer the boss. The pit people, they're the boss. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what has worked for me. And I've been helping out with the other crews around me with their athletes as one or two athletes show up, and then I'm kind of an assist.
Yeah.
So
How many tough World Toughest Mudders have you gone to now?
this is my sixth one.
Jesus. Okay, so that's been a...
I've been around.
I know. What have been like, your biggest mileage years?
75.
So too, because you're like one of the Clydesdales, like one of the bigger athletes too. So how does it feel to complete that kind of mileage?
It took me 4 tries to get 75 miles, and then I raced again the following year, got cold, and made all the mistakes of a rookie, and got 55 miles again.
And you know, that's the fun thing about like these ultra events is that like any little thing can throw you off, whether it's a cold, whether it's your stomach, whether this or that. So you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think this year a lot of people went out too hot. It's warm, and it's still warm. Like, people are walking around in shorts.
Yep.
And when you think World's Toughest Mudder, you think cold, and you don't pay too much attention to the level of hydration and electrolytes you need, because you're thinking cold, and today's been more of a summer race. And then people got heat, the sun beating on their skin. There's no shade and not very much breeze in certain parts of the course. So I think that slowed people down a lot faster than they thought. And I think first couple of hours it looked like a lot of people are going to put up a lot of miles, and now it's a lot of people dropping out, and a lot of course times are doubling and getting a lot longer.
It also speaks to the difficulty of the penalty loops. I don't know if you've seen how long they are, but some of them are pretty brutal. The grappler specifically is like 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, I tried to teach everybody on Thursday how to throw this thing, and they sent out a video. Matt B. Davis reshared it, and not everyone watched it apparently, because a lot of people are failing the grappler.
So what's your strategy behind it?
You got to roll up the rope, because the rope's heavier than just that baseball. So you got to throw the rope and the baseball, and then the baseball will go the farthest, but you got to wind it all up and throw high.
Like an extension cord, right?
Yeah. That's a good way to explain. Oh, well, maybe you should be out there then, Mike. Shit. How come nobody else knows this? The media knows.
If only they listen to us, you know? Wouldn't that be great?
We'll be ready for next year. But yeah, the penalty loops are hard, and I was like, there's no way Tough Mudder is going to let like 5 people run 125 miles here. There's something that's going to happen that's going to slow everybody down, and the heat was the first factor, but these penalty loops, to their credit, I mean, people have complained in the past, they did the obstacle and they got off, and someone who failed it is ahead of them. So, I mean, Spartan's still trying to figure that out, but hopefully they'll come a little further, since Kris is kind of on both sides, and that's one of the main things with Spartan as well. But they've definitely made the penalties, which is exciting. So it rewards the good obstacle athletes.
And going back to you too, how's hybrid racing going?
That's great. That's why I'm not racing here. I mean, I have a racer bib, so I ran a lap. I'll run a couple more just to do the obstacles and have fun. But Deca Worlds, you'll see me
strong.
doing
How
my
are you
thing.
in the leaderboards now going into that? I don't remember.
Third behind all the Rylands. I'm the first not Rye.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah. So.
And plug Underdog Fitness.
Yeah, Underdog Fitness. We got like I think 15-20 athletes going to Worlds and competing in, I don't remember the count anymore, but most of the athletes are competing in multiple disciplines. So like for myself, I'm running in 7 events at World Championships over the 3 days, and we have a lot of athletes in probably 3 or more. There's probably a handful, so you're going to see some Underdog jerseys in like every age group, every event, and throwing down.
And how would people recognize the jerseys? Is there something on the jersey that would maybe give away?
It's pretty boring. No, I'm just kidding. It's a black dog head that's the size of the whole chest of the shirt, and a very bright green rest of the jersey. So it's very easy to spot.
Yeah. And shout out to Lisa, who's been popping up doing like trainings everywhere. Care to pronounce her last name?
Warozowski.
Nailed it.
She'll be at High Rocks next weekend with AJ, and then most of the rest of the underdogs will be at Fenway. and I was going to try to hit both, but I don't think High Rocks is going to help me with the deck is strong, so I'm going to go to Fenway and have fun there.
There you go. Awesome, great seeing you as always, bud.
Thanks, Mike. Brian Grayson from Binghamton, New York, Noob Sanity.
And what are you doing here, World Seventh Meadow?
I am pitting for Matt Gill.
How's he doing so far? I haven't seen him as much as I'd like.
He's doing okay. He's finished 60 miles. He's going on 65. He's had a little bit of gut stuff, but he's still cruising.
Do you think it's heat related? It talked to a lot of the athletes, and they said that they've been having gut and cramping issues, most likely due to the heat earlier.
I don't think so. He's had this on a previous 100 mile he's done and on the Pittsburgh toughest.
Okay.
It's been an ongoing thing. We're just trying to figure it out.
How's pit crew going for you?
Good. I mean, I'm still wide awake.
Good.
Yeah. Because I'm pitting for Matt, and I'm also helping Joe Russo.
Okay.
He's in 5th or 6th right now.
Gotcha.
So
And did you get to do the hot lap or anything yesterday, or whatever that was?
I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't want to.
Totally fair. Well, from what you've been hearing about the obstacles, what do you think about the course this year?
Most of it seems pretty good. The penalty for the grappling hook is brutal.
Yes. 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, 3/4 of a mile, and in the middle there's like a creek swamp. And then Spunky Monkey's been kicking everyone's butt.
It has. Yeah. Luckily that penalty changed because it was a potato sack, and those ripped, I think, in like an hour. So now it's just like a run of the lap, which is better than what it was before.
That's better.
Yeah. And so how does it feel to be out here representing Noob Sanity?
Feels good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too bad this year we don't have a bigger group. Last year we had a really big group. This year everyone just was either burned out or just doing other stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully building up for another big year next year or something.
Yeah,
Definitely
hopefully.
missing like Kelly Glynn and a lot of awesome people there, but yeah.
Yeah, it just how everyone worked out. Like Logan this year, he moved to a new location and he's working a lot.
Right.
I mean, he's a lawyer now.
Lawyering
so.
stuff, yeah. He's a
Yeah.
lawyer now.
But he also moved closer to New York, so he moved like a few weeks ago, and so he's been super busy and hasn't been able to train as much as he wanted.
And do you know what Matt Gill's goals were going into this?
He wants to hit 100, but he also wants to get 75. Last year he was planning to do better, but last year his guts just like
Really turned on him.
yeah. I think he got like 50 miles, and then he was stuck in a porta-john for an hour.
It happens to the best of it. There's a lot of great athletes out there that aren't running anymore. There's Tyler Veerman. There's
I saw Veerman drop. I was surprised to see that.
Me too. Yeah, he's just hanging out in the media tent. I think I don't know. I haven't really talked to him too much about it, but I think he's just like kind of comfortable. Like, I wasn't able to get what I wanted to, so I'm just gonna call it quits, which is fine. Just different goals, I guess. But yeah.
And then I don't remember the guy's name, Michael something, the guy from Denmark.
Yeah, I
he's
was told to keep an eye out
crushing.
for him, and he's doing really well. Yeah.
Last time I looked, he was like 40 minutes ahead of Azar in second.
And yeah, Azar and Fiore, who I think those two are like neck and neck too.
Yeah, they're neck and neck. It was fun watching Azar because early on, Azar was down in like 15th, and he just slowly started working his way up.
Yeah. And fun fact, like it was a while ago, but he is one of the few people that has an orange jacket. It was just years ago.
Oh, I remember.
So yeah, and it's cool to see him back out here again. I think he did it a couple years ago too. It didn't go the way he wanted, but he's looking good.
Last year when Rugloski got her 100, he was bummed because he stopped at 95.
Right.
I mean that's so close. Like he was at Go Games, he was talking to Jared about that, where he was kind of bummed that he didn't do the last 5 miles to get the 100 again.
That's all.
But sometimes you just can't get it.
Exactly. And then thoughts on Fiore doing well, representing that the Northeast with us.
I mean, it's awesome to see. Matt, Joe, and Josh actually came to New Sanity a few weeks ago, and they did a training. They did like 10 some hours on the Mud Gauntlet course. So they did some training up there together with that. So it's awesome to see him doing that.
And then quick plug for Noob Sanity. Where can people find out more about Noob Sanity and all that?
Noobsanity.com. The biggest thing would be looking up the Mud Gauntlet. That's our biggest race. And I mean, we've had Josh come to it. We've had Joshua Reed come to it. Yeah. We've had some big people come to it, and they didn't win. So I mean, there's that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, awesome seeing you out here, bud.
Yeah, you as well. Perfect. Awesome seeing you.
AC Hale from Fort Worth.
And how's the pit crew process going?
It's going pretty good. We got a team here, and we're all kind of helping each other out, and we're helping with some of the other athletes that are pitted up further, closer to the pit area.
Yeah. So you Miranda's one of the athletes that you're pitting for too. You were on Evan's show talking about it. What's been some advice that's been coming in handy?
Keeping the pit time short. That's really essential. And kind of what we talked about on that podcast was kind of had the pit crew needs to show some tough love to the athletes. You know, they want to come in, sit down, you know, eat some warm noodles or whatever. And you're like, no, you got to get out there and get going. Yeah. So that's coming really handy.
Good.
So.
And you're saying like spirits are high. She's on her 8th, going for her 8th.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Going for her 8th lap. Her spirits are really good. She's pretty warm. Changed out some socks and put on some dry clothes. So.
And her goal was it just 50? I can't remember now.
Her main goal was 50. She was going to try to push for 60.
Okay.
She's probably still in the running for 55.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And how is it with the hurry up and wait of a pit crew? How are you dealing with that?
Well, we're keeping each other company. Like I said, you know, since we're kind of pitting, the group of us are pitting for 3 different athletes.
Time goes by quick.
Yeah. So yeah, and the 3 athletes are all staggered. So, you know, while Miranda's out, another one's fixing to come in, and then so that's helping us.
Yeah. Has Miranda been complaining about any obstacles out there?
Not really. She's getting through them.
Awesome. Yeah. Some of the penalties out there are super long, and then some of the penalties have been changing. There's a lot of stuff happening there too. But yeah, any final thoughts on World Stuff Smutter this year?
We could not have asked for better weather. I think everybody out here will agree. I mean, it's only probably in the low 60s, upper 50s right now, and it's not going to get freezing like it has before. So we're fortunate.
These 2 again. All right, get it, dude. Keep it going, man. Nice work. How's he doing?
A little bit rougher on that one, it seemed like, but I think with warm food,
I think after this,
like once this hits and once the sun comes up
very soon, yeah.
I think the obstacles are going to dry off a little bit, hopefully.
Yeah.
That was 16.
Yeah, around 80 miles, he has this weird thing again.
Gotcha.
And then I might I'll play rabbit.
You got you.
Awesome.
I'm going to need a head start, though.
You better get warm now.
Matt B. Davis, Atlanta, Georgia. And I just made Mike turn the mic on because I just want to remember this moment.
Yeah.
I love Mike. I love this event.
Look at you.
It's almost 9 a.m. And this is kind of the best part of World Stuff Smutter.
It is.
Watching people push one more, whether they're a first timer or someone going for the podium. This is kind of the best time. It makes me cry all the time. And I love you, Mike, and I just want to record this for posterity. This will be here forever in podcast land.
That's what I love about podcasts. I when I started off the podcast, it was more of like a time capsule for like, oh, remember that crazy thing that we do to those OCR? And you know what? It's they're fun to go back to. I don't go back to them as much as I wish I did, but I would say the World Service Smutter episodes are the best ones to go back to. And yeah, are you ever gonna get back out there do another race?
I definitely want to do this race again.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, next year. It's like at some point I will. I really like my job. I love doing this. And at some point I'll go out there and do it again.
You also say that about the Killington.
No, this will happen way sooner than Killington.
Yeah. One is feasible. You know, like, yeah.
Killington is like maybe a bucket list. This is like, hey, I would love to do this because it's fun.
Even still, I would never want to take on the Killington Ultra. It just...
F that.
F that. Absolutely. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow at the brunch. Well, I'll see you more today, but...
See you later.
So after this lap and another lap, what do you get for mileage?
It'll end with 80.
Okay. Tough year. It's
yeah.
The heat, man. Did the heat seem to bother you at all earlier, or?
Say again?
Did the heat seem to bother you early on in the race? Or?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like not where I was like throwing up, but
gotcha.
I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
I felt better when the sun went down.
Yeah.
I felt good for about an hour of this race. And then I've just been fucking in the struggle bus the rest of the time.
It happens, man.
It's one of those.
See you in a bit, bud.
Right.
Keep it going. All right, walk and talk. Name and where you're from.
Alexandra Codispoti, Washington, D.C.
And how's your night been going?
It's good. Almost over. On the last lap, but overall really well. Stayed out on the course the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Kept the pit really short so I could stay out all night. So that was one of the main goals.
Yeah. So your sister did well as pit crew, being the boss?
Yeah, she totally did. That's what keeps us out and going. She did a great job. And great cheerleader and fan and supporter for us. Yeah.
How does it feel to have the end goal as we're doing the final penalty? How does it feel to have that goal in sight?
Oh, it's amazing. I was shooting for 30, but the main thing was to listen to the body and at least get 25, but the goal was 30.
Yeah.
And so knowing that few just not too far ahead, it feels exciting. Very, very exciting.
Well, it's all fresh in your mind. What I mean, obviously this is the best part, but what did you have fun with the most on the course?
All the people I were doing it with and seeing the people achieve their goals and go after it.
Yeah.
That's the best part of this whole thing. And trying to figure out.
Oh, sorry. Jesus. I'm lost.
Just trying to figure out how to do the course and what makes sense. But again, the people. Yeah. That's why I come back every single time. It's the people.
What did you have any low points out there?
I think the low point now, just because everything hurts. You get to that point where you're like, oh man, it hurts, but you're so close that you're like, okay, just one foot in front of the other and get to the finish. So,
any least favorite obstacles or penalties?
I think the penalties in general were brutal. I hit most of them, so I had to do all of them, which I anticipated I would. Okay. But the mileage on the penalties, it adds up really quick. And so, but fortunately, I was able to still achieve my goal. So, yeah.
And then, which one do you think was the worst penalty? Looking at grappler or whatever, that one seemed to be the longest, right?
Yeah, grappler was the longest, and the way I took it in the water, but that was very time consuming. Yeah. So I would say that probably that was the number one worst out of it all, due to the distance aspect of it. Yes.
Yeah, we drove to the end so we could get footage of that, and I'm like, this is a crazy long penalty.
It is. Yeah. It was very long, and again, that eats up your time, right? Yeah. And so, and if you hit it every single time, that adds up really quick.
How did the weather treat you?
The weather was perfect. Yeah. Dropped a little cold, but from prior years doing Worlds, this was the best weather we could have anticipated. But you also have to be careful, right? Because it was really hot during the day when we first started, so you can overheat and dehydrate yourself. But if you can understand your body and make sure you're eating and drinking, then you're good to go. But perfect weather. Couldn't have asked for any better weather before.
And who else was joining you on the course?
Yeah, so I have a friend, Aaron, Kevin, and Ryan that joined me. They are fantastic. Ryan has been doing it for me and my twin for quite some time. And then Kevin and Alan joined us this year. So it was a treat and good friends of ours. So very, very fortunate that joined. And it was nice to have all of us together.
What advice would you give to someone that's thinking about taking on their first World's Toughest Mudder, how to set goals, all that stuff?
Yeah, so the number one thing is you're not going out here just for a physical challenge, but also mental challenge, right? Because you're coming out here for 24 hours. The best goal I can give is don't stop and do the best you can. Even if you have to stop, give it your all.
Yeah.
You know what? Tough Mudder is all about tougher together. Mm-hmm. So we help each other out, even at World's Tough Mudder. So just do what you can, and then keep coming back. Yeah. Because the people are great, and you never know what your next goal may be.
Yeah. Well, I'm so fucking proud of you. It was great seeing you out on the course. And have fun getting to that finish line.
Great. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Bye.
He's not done. He is not done.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on it. A part of Tough Mudder history being made here. I'm telling you, this is some kind of wonderful. Tyson got himself 60 miles. There he is, making his way on across. Look at Big Rhee. 200 Tough Mudder in the book for Ryan. Yes, flanked by his team. Making his way on in here, ladies and gentlemen. It couldn't happen to a nicer, tougher guy. There he is right there, as sweet can be, as tough as they make him. Very, very nice. Got himself a special made t-shirt. Quite a throwback look with that Tough Mudder t-shirt. For those of you that know Tough Mudder history. And look at that headband. Giles stepping in to place that headband with all those medallions on it. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't fit quite right because he ain't got a big head. That's a humble man, ladies and gentlemen. A real friend of Mudder Nation. Look at him. It's like he's a prince and he told his dad, the king, Dad, can I borrow your crown? Look at him. He secured his place in the book of Tough Mudder Greats a long, long time ago. And this just adds a real special layer to his Tough Mudder career. Somebody's going to poke his eye out before this is all over. But doggone it, he's got another one. Absolutely spectacular showing. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't be more happy than we are for Ryan. And if you haven't met the man, if you see him standing around and you get a chance to say hello to him, do yourself a favor. You're not going to have a better friend in this community.
All right, here he is. Nice job.
Would you like to know where you are on the board? Yeah. Should I tell him? Okay.
You should just run for it.
Just run. That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
That's the 100 miles. That's the most important.
Is this the 100-mile lap?
Yes.
Let's go.
Hey. Oh, wow.
It's funny. That's what I tell everybody else when they start talking to their pit member. I'm like, just tell them to go.
Very good work. Ligger nummer 2. Sidste runde. August, yes.
August.
Yes.
It's okay. We'll talk later. Keep it going. Can you tell me how do you pronounce his last name? Just making sure.
Good.
Okay.
It's because
We're
we
trying our
have
best.
the letter in Denmark and you don't have it here.
The line. Yeah.
So he's in second.
Yeah.
And the guys, if he gets back in an hour, he can do one more. The start line closes at 11. How fast has this lap been?
It's about, this was an hour and 10 minutes, I think.
Yes.
So I don't think he can get in.
But so he'll finish in second place.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, because
I don't know where
he just passed
Fiore.
Fiore was in second, so
Yeah, so he has passed him out on
so
the
he's in
pole.
second right now.
Yeah, okay.
So, but
I have only followed it on my cell phone and I was like, they were both at Spunky Monkey and I was like, I don't know if he was first.
So I know he's done this race before, but it's been a while, a few years, right?
17.
Yeah, 17. He
Yeah,
came in
Las
like
Vegas.
fifth. He came in fifth.
Yeah, because overnight he did cool down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went into the 10.
Sean.
Awesome.
So yeah, but he did the Euro one.
Yes, and he
this
won.
Year.
Correct, right?
This year.
And he won.
Yeah, he won.
Yes,
yeah,
yep.
this year the Euro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his goal was, of course, first place or 100 miles.
Well.
Yeah. But in the nighttime, he was literally, I can't do this anymore. I'm over and out. I don't want anymore. I cannot. I'm not good enough. I haven't trained enough. I'm not good. And I was like, okay, maybe you're out. But then after some hours, it was okay. And he jumped around and I was like, okay, you haven't dropped it. You are thinking about it. Yeah.
How proud are you?
I'm really proud.
Yeah.
I think I'm mostly proud of that he came back from the meltdown.
Like a 3-hour break. Yeah.
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 And when he came out, he was around, I think, number 4 or something.
Yeah.
And number 5th, I think they battled a bit.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and now he is at the 2nd and he's just ran. And when he was in pit last time,
yep.
he shaked and his eyes flagged, and I was like, focus, 2 more laps, 100 miles, focus,
Things are looking good.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Hope so.
He's doing good.
200 area, an amazing sight to see. Well, here's another one on this very, very special enough fishing day. The team, More Heart Than Stars, making their way on there. They've been with us for a while, and they've given us some of our most spectacular athletes, some of our most spectacular races have been brought to us by More Heart Than Stars. And the fantastic and fabulous Miss Sweeney making her way on in here. Stephanie Bland hitting that 80-mile mark. Yeah! The brother is happy. Here they come, y'all.
Scars, and I gotta run over to
Look at them
Stephanie
making
Bland.
their way in. More heart! More heart! More heart! There it is, the call. And there she is, making her way on in here.
Sorry. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You got this.
Where's that? How are you leading? I mean, yeah. Try getting it? Right in. Wait, how are you leading? Well, I'm there.
You deserve every. Hey, you're also.
I love running with you.
You're the black. You're black. There you go. You're also first in your age.
Chug it. What's the worst accident? I said that exactly. He's like, what's the worst one for you? I'm like,
Hey.
all of them.
Hey, Seth, this lap is for you. All or nothing, right? Have fun, baby. All or nothing. Have fun. We're right here. We're right here. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
That's not solid.
Come on, Seth. All or nothing. Let's go. Hey, you got this, baby. All hard, Seth. All hard. Let's go. There you go, fries. Yeah, fries. That's a couple minutes behind you.
He'll get you.
Need the half for the sun?
Never give it up.
Yep. All right, bud. Finish it up. What's going on? You guys know his Instagram handle? I'll find it in a second. Okay.
And look at Miss Caroline coming through here. 85 miles.
We believe in you. Believe in yourself. Just finish this lap, and you're good. No, that was perfect. You did really good at that lap. That, Callie, that pace you just ran is exactly what I want you to run.
Join the club. You're okay. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're okay.
We all believe in you.
We're so proud of you.
You can do this.
You have perfect. This is exactly.
So much time to finish this lap.
You're in a fantastic position.
Are you hot?
My watch turned off. I don't even know if this all counts.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count. It's not on Strava.
It doesn't count.
Mine has died mid-workout.
Oh, it's 7. Oh, it counts up to when it died.
Yeah.
But this lap doesn't count. But you're gonna go out for it anyway.
You can add it to the caption. Thank you.
Water?
Oh, I love this song. Yeah.
Okay, it's a little warm, so I don't want to be overheated.
That's good.
But I think it's okay.
Okay.
In that eye.
Just exactly what you did just now.
I don't know.
We're sisters unite. Yeah, unite. Forever.
Maybe in case you're wondering, we've been balling for 3 laps.
Yeah. Fucking we ball.
Fucking we ball. got it.
Well, that's done. Drugs?
You want some drugs?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We can do drugs.
Okay. You guys slap behind this. Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Pounding. At the last lap, she's great.
The Robin, baby. To offer me Robin like for like 10 laps. Yeah, that's amazing. Good. Way to comply.
I swear one of them is gonna work.
No, don't feed me. No.
I'm gonna give her half this, Kris. She can take it all if she wants. Yeah. One of each is fine too. Okay.
Happy Davis, do you want a donut? Hi.
We got one right
He
here.
died from it. Cat.
You are doing fantastic.
You're killing it. You're balling. Go, You're balling.
If you're heading through merchandise, I'm meant to tell you that they have a 10% off deal going on, so stop by merchandise for some wonderful products that say World's Toughest Mudder, and they're worth every ounce of their 90% MSRP value. Thank you.
There's about 10 seconds difference between our clock, our unofficial clock, and the official clock we just shared with the group. So, just we have an unofficial clock. Tough Mudder, TBHG keeps the official clock. So we'll get you close as far as time goes. But if there's a difference, it's on us, it's not on Tough Mudder. Don't worry about that. Also, first time I've ever heard this, Tough Mudder has a 10% discount on merch on the way out. I guess they don't want to haul it all back to New Jersey or wherever they're going to. So, if you bought something last night, sorry about that.
Here comes Kris Rugloski. Jesus Christ, Rugloski.
And look at this. Gabriel. 18 laps with Kris Rugloski. 18 laps at 90 miles. Our first place female. Second year in a row, ladies and gentlemen, bringing home that podium top spot.
Back to back.
Very nicely done. Congrats to her and her whole family and everybody in her support team.
Well, I'm an idiot. We went out back on the course and missed Austin Azar's 105-mile finish. But believe me, it was very exciting, and oh my god, my face is so greasy from sunblock. Fucker.
First place now, holding up that Canadian flag, y'all. There he is. Triple digits.
I feel like it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Lloyd out there. Good on you. You did good today. Thank you. I thought you were way ahead of time when you went to go. Did you go see that?
85.
And you came back out and still got second. Huge. Respect. That's awesome. Well done.
And she is bringing it on in. Miss Jenny over speed.
Good job, Jenny. Well done.
Big Bad Miles.
Here he comes, third place.
Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Joseph Rucco swinging on in here. 20 big laps. 100 miles. Triple digits, ladies and gentlemen. In a place where it was not easy to do, we have seen some incredible feats
Wow. Fucking amazing.
All of these triple digit athletes.
No, Joe
Bringing it on home.
R-U-T-C-O.
My man.
Yeah, that's it. Poor Josh. Dropped off there.
I know. I try not to take it. I can't take it personal media, but.
Josh, no.
Matt Gill swinging in.
And then he got passed by Joe.
90 miles. What a mighty Matt Gill. 116 laps, 80 miles. 14 laps, 70 miles. Joshua Fiore, another one jumping feet first into that triple digit club. 20 laps, 100 glorious miles.
Let's go, Cali!
Whoa. Look at it, yes. 18 laps to 90 miles.
Second place for the ladies.
Cali bringing it home with that huge run, 90 miles. Second place. Amazing offering out here today. Just lighting up the world every time she can do it. Ryan Will coming in 4 laps, 20 rides. Ryan on run, 4 laps, 20 miles. Hill for work, 4 laps, 20 miles. 17 laps, 85. Our third place in the women's category.
Welcome back.
Thank you to everyone that took the time to talk to me both on and off the mic. I had a really good time doing this.
Are you excited to next year?
Yeah,
next year.
I'm very excited to next year. For related episodes, boy, I'm just going to list the numbers here. There's a lot.
45, 46, yep. 97, 98, 150, 151, 152, 201, 254, 255, 256, 257, 305, 307, 308, and 356.
Highly recommend you go back and listen to those. Those are some really good ones. Yeah, links down below, so would you kindly check those out?
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a review on that Purple Podcast app.
Yeah, you could also support us on social media. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. The more of a bigger following we have, it lets other people know that, like, oh, you know what, there are some people that listen to this show. And there are, so thank you very much for that. You can also support us over on Patreon for as little as $2, as many as $10. I don't talk about it often, but, like, I don't get paid to do this stuff. I do this solely for my love for the sport, the love of the people in the sport. So it was actually funded by people that support us on Patreon. That's how I paid for the ticket to get out there and the ticket to get back. So thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Coming up next, part 2, which covers interviews at the brunch, as well as TMHQ's presentation, which has been edited down a little bit. So we took out like the half hour of clapping in between stuff. Something I like to do every time for people that miss it or don't watch the live stream. Following that is part 3, which is interviews from the bar crawl, where I may have gotten a little bit drunk. Caitlin, do you have a joke or a quote?
I have both. My quote is from Og Medino. Beginning today, treat everyone you meet as if they were going to be dead by midnight. Extend to them all the care, kindness, and understanding you can muster, and do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again.
I like it.
What do you need to make Thanksgiving s'mores?
What?
Pilgrims.
Nice.
Get it?
Yep. All right, well, that just about wraps it up. We have some year-old frozen cake to eat.
Wedding cake.
Wedding cake. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name's Caitlin Ritter.
And we'll talk to you next week.
And we'll see you in 365 days.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a review.
Or reach out to us on social media at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe
so you can stay up to date with our latest episodes.
Please be sure to share our show with a friend
so we can reach more ears and more effectively continue to shine a light on the people in our sport,
as well as the events we are so passionate about.
Our intro song is Streaker by Straight Up.
And our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
All right, mic test. Using some old batteries to hang well and tight. Actually, it's down to 1 bar already. We'll see how those work, but things are good. What'd you get?
It's like a strawberry
pink drink. Yeah. Looks good. All right, things are looking good, sounding good. Hopefully, we will see. All right, man. Name and where you're from.
I'm sorry. All right, go ahead. One more time.
Name and where you're from.